Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is the Light of Judgment showcase race here on the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide channel. I'm Retrophile TV here, the purveyor of this wonderful slash terrible slash amazing slash brutal flags that you'll be seeing this evening. But I'm joined in the booth here by the one, the only Darkness. Greetings.
Yeah, hello. This should be a fun one. I like to look at this as how far. And normally, with a seed, it's like will they finish? This is gonna be how far will they get? And if we manage to see someone have total victory, that should be fun. So, good luck to all of them. They're definitely gonna need at least a little bit of it, but it should be a fun one. Definitely
Yeah,
very unique.
I've had honestly, just it's been gleeful delight for me to see people pick up this flag set, have a lot of fun with it. And it is always riveting to watch because you're always on the knife's edge with it being permadeath and what we refer to as Iron Mog, but basically disabling the ability to save. So if you're annihilated, you're starting the seed over at this point. Our runners will have about a 2.5 hour time limit here, so we will allow restarts, but typically when running this flag set, if you do wipe and the seed is done or you're annihilated, you move on to the next one or whatever that might be. You roll up a brand new seed at that point. So it should be fun. A lot of risk versus reward this evening, and we'll talk about some of the unique mechanics that make this really, really neat, and things that are far different from Ultras League. Hands down, it's survival you have to prioritize over speed.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be very interesting. Also, I'm sure we'll get into the scoring system. That is up there. Should be. It's definitely very unique, and it's there's a lot of different things that people may try and do or not do to get more points and stuff. But definitely survival is gonna come first.
Yeah, so
And
let's talk quick about some scoring here. That this is actually our ladder scoring system, but you can pull this up yourselves at any point. All the details are within the Discord, but you can score your stuff. And basically, the inspiration behind this flag set is I like permadeath. I like hardcore modes in games. I like that. I love traditional roguelikes, stuff like Caves of Cud, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, stuff like that's out there, and even the classic Rogue and Brogue. And basically, you get one shot to do something, and it's randomized, and you get scored based on how well you do and what you complete in the game. And I wanted to bring that to Worlds Collide. So basically, you're able to do different things. There's different things you can complete. You get points for completing a Coliseum match, killing a dragon, killing a boss, finding a character. If you defeat a legendary foe, which would be things that are very dangerous, the three statues, Magimaster, Doomgaze, you get a certain set of points. How far your progression is into KT. If you beat Final Kefka, there's a bunch of little bonuses that we'll get into as we go and as they come up here. But there's a maximum of 11,800 points on the table, and you can get as low as 1 point for just dying immediately in the seed.
yep.
So it's going to be very fun to see that. And if you guys are interested in this in any way possible, highly recommend rolling up a seed and checking it out yourselves. And also, we're currently in the first week of our first season of the ladder for this, where people are combining their points across 8 weeks and using this little score sheet here. So we're all having a fun time with this. But hopefully, we're gonna have a good showing this evening, and hopefully, we see a completion among one of these three brave souls.
Yeah, this will definitely be interesting. Yeah, if people want to check it out, there's also a channel there we got channels for all the different events we got, and Light of Judgment is among those. And so yeah, if you want to check it out, there's all the info there, and the Discord. So
Yeah, some lots of good stuff.
Yep, seems like we should be getting started fairly soon, I
Which is
believe.
very exciting. I saw a question in the chat about monsters in a box. There is a latent 1% random monster in a box, and we will see it happen. That will pop up. There's no boss chance tied to that, but all the regular vanilla monsters in a box are in their same spot. But for all the random loot chests that are out there, you always have that fear that 1% is lurking. It may be a 1 in 100, but I guarantee we're going to see it happen at some point. And we have had people lose seeds because of it. If you get tied up with some pretty bad things like level magics or outsiders, they can pop up and just ruin your run entirely. And with
Yeah,
this
they're
being permadeath, if people are not familiar with what that actually
definitely.
means in Worlds Collide, if a character is in the wound status, they're done. They're dead. You can't bring them back. Tents won't bring them back. Inns won't bring them back. The magic bucket, Narsh won't bring them back. At that point, they will just lay there and they'll be done. However, stone and zombie, you can resolve that. I've signed my petition to make a true permadeath that actually brings those into the mix as well. But for now, all we have to worry about is wound. But a couple things that we'll talk about as we were underway here real fast, that they also don't have access to tier 3 magic. There's no Ultima. And looks like we have a fun start here. Go, Strago, and Mog. And looks like our mascot here for the stream is a part of our opening here. So, Darkness, what do we do here first? Do we go get some loot? Where would you head off to at this point?
Yeah, normally I like to start South Figaro World of Ruin just because there's a lot of loot there and there's good shops. We don't have Edgar, but if you happen to start with Edgar, it's also half price shops, which is always nice. So nobody's choosing to start in Thamasa, which will be very on brand for the stream that's up next, the Thamasa time trials. But for now, just gonna check that out and
Yeah. That's a good call out, Fens. This is a double header tonight. Like I said, we have that hard stop here, so it's a 2.5 hour time limit, and that's usually baked into the seed itself. If you go beyond that, it's scored as a 0. You get nothing for it. But right after this, definitely keep it here. You get plenty of Worlds Collide action with the Thamasa time trials happening right after that. So that should be a fun seed and a nice little palate cleanser after this. But glad to see that we've had some deviation and strategy here. I wonder if Zenobian's going to go into the burning house out of the gate and kind of test the waters a little bit, since we're allowing these restarts to happen rather than trying to go full survival mode. But we'll see if we run into any weird monsters in a box along the way.
yeah, I did notice there was shock and throw there, so definitely a very good start in terms of being able to deal damage quickly. So I can definitely see starting there. Although I think I'd probably want to check out a few more towns first, just to see if I get some throwables. Those are definitely
finding
nice
those survival at this point and just getting that foothold is a good idea. Hell, even taking a grind fight can be scary, because I mean, if you could just get that wrong pack at the wrong point, it could be seed over before you've even had a chance to do anything.
Yeah, and I mean, Burning House, the one downside of Burning House always is that it's a massive commitment, but because it's permadeath and Iron Mog anyway, like that's kind of out the window because you don't really care about losing 8 minutes to dying to like a boss there. It's, you have to survive anyway, so.
Yeah, your entire seed life is on the line at that point. So a couple things we'll point out here that's unique about this. I mentioned earlier, no tier 3 magic, no Ultima. So we don't have access to any super high-powered cure spells. So you need to find some unique solutions to really kind of fix that. Offense is great and all. However, we definitely need the ability to keep our people alive in the first place. Prioritizing defense is great, but here's the other fun thing, folks. We have 50% randomization across the board for all equipment, all relics, aside Moogle Charm. Moogle Charm can be equipped by everybody, and Espers. So every character is unique in what they bring to the table, what their equipment set can be. So there's no guarantee that if you find that offering, that the person that can wield a VK or an Atma will be able to even use it at that point. So that makes those losses even more critical. So lots of key decisions have to be made here, and trying to come up with a viable set of equipment that's both good in offense and defense is definitely a struggle throughout the entirety of the seed.
I guess, what are your thoughts in terms of like going to World of Ruin early? Like, are you much more scared of doing that just because there's a potential Doomgaze tile lurking around, or is it just sort of?
I mean, there's mitigations for that. You can definitely do the airship strafing to kind of mitigate with that. Yeah, you'll move a little bit slower here in the process, but again, I mean, that's always in the back of your mind if you're not feeling prepared for it. Because if you're going to run into a random boss, you're probably going to get wiped if you're not ready to go for it at this point. So, I'm okay with dipping there. I mean, especially if you have like an Edgar start and you go to World of Ruin Figaro. Again, you can mitigate the risk here overall. But if you play smart, you play safe, and you know what you're looking for at that point, spending 2 or 3 minutes to be safe can save you an entire seed being reset.
Yep. I did notice there were Ragnaroks for sale on Zenobian's side. I believe he's in World of Ruin Albrook. Also, Hefe picked up a fixed dice somewhere. I'm not sure where that was.
Excellent. All right, so we definitely have some good offensive things here.
Yep. Yeah,
now,
so
I'm very curious, though, exactly like we haven't seen anyone roll the dice yet, both figuratively or literally, and either take their first encounter of some sort. We have had no monsters in a box just yet. Again, that is always lurking. And someone did call out in the chat another thing I want to point out, that there is a 25% chance, so 1 in 4, that you will not be able to escape from a fight. So if you find something pretty nasty, there's a chance you can get stuck, and that's just how it is. Either you stand there and do the business at that point, or they take care of you. So you can find yourself locked into a battle for your life. So that makes Leet River and Burning House sometimes kind of scary. But nonetheless, we'll see. Ultimately, hunting for loot is definitely a big part of this, and it's a 25% randomization of loot for chests and shops. So that's a bit of an uptick from the regular baseline of Ultras League, which I think is 20%. It doesn't sound like much on paper of going from 20% to 25%, but instead of it being 1 in 5, it becomes 1 in 4. So that's how big of a difference that 5% actually can make.
Yeah,
And
I haven't.
good, Arcus.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, yeah, I haven't seen a ton of great stuff from chess, but it seems like we're gonna get our first grind fights going on with Zenobian heading here to right outside Safugaro Cave. I always like this as a spot because you have the health healing spot right there. So take
Here's our
fights,
first
heal.
battle of the entire thing. Let's see what we got here overall.
Vulture.
So, 2 vultures. I mean, they're probably going to use some Shim Sham or some other things. Maybe some wind magic, possibly. They don't even have enough MP at this point because the scaling is not there. So this looks
Yeah,
fairly safe. I will point out, though, a couple other little modifications from Ultras League that people know and love. The scaling is based on character Esper Dragon progression, but it is bumped up to 2.5 times. And instead of the cap being at level 40, it caps out at level 48. All abilities for enemies and bosses are randomized, so you're going to see some pretty gnarly stuff as you continue going up that progression. But also, experience and gold are also bumped up to 2.5, and HP scaling is 1.5. So it sounds like it'd be easier on paper, but that the leveling and the randomized abilities, I mean, it's honestly enough. It is still scary across the board from start to finish until you get something good. But you have to be mindful of that scaling rather than grabbing everything for free without taking a grind fight. So glad to see Zenobian doing the thing early on here.
yeah, the randomized abilities in particular is very difficult because it basically means like any boss in the game can just use like Quasar and Grand Train and stuff if they're high enough
Which
level.
will happen. I guarantee we will see that occur at some point here. Like you'll be fighting Doom and he'll bust out Goner.
Yeah, so, yeah, it makes a lot of fights very scary, and this ones that are always scary, very even scarier. So
Yep. So Chadius in chat points out that Phoenix would be goaded. So again, I point out the fact that you only have a 50% chance that someone will be able to equip that to begin with. So you could find it, and your main 4 that you're working on may not be able to use it. Phoenix actually takes on a unique role in the Permadeath flag set, where it no longer will revive. It's no longer a mass revive for the team. It will actually act as what I refer to as an insurance policy. You cast that, and you get life 3. For the crew, and that can definitely help you out overall. But going back to some of the scoring, we have what we refer to as victory challenges. And one of them is called self-sufficient, where if you can go the entire seed without casting an Esper, you get bonus points for that at the end if you're able to complete the seed. So there's some inherent risk and reward here. We'll see if any of our runners here actually decide to try to go down that path and try to just ignore using the Espers. But without that tier 3 magic, they're very powerful, and that's something you can have in your back pocket and use. So there's definitely that urge to use it.
and Zenobian choosing to commit and go to Burning House there, so it's gonna be very interesting to see if he can get through, and hopefully that won't be too tough of a boss. But he's committed now, so I definitely agree with taking a few fights before, because you never know, like with they could have just been like leafers or stuff that gave no experience, and then you'd be stuck fighting a boss at level 3, which would not go well. So at least getting a few levels to hopefully mitigate the chances of that, I think was definitely very smart.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good move here. I mean, I've had some pretty nasty burning houses that I've been stuck in before where you just get like just the worst possible fights, or fights that don't give you experience, and you're just kind of locked into it at that point. Like you'll just run into like magic urns and like weird stuff like that don't help.
Yeah, level magics are the worst because they're awful to fight and they don't give experience. So
yeah, I will say it's been a treat watching people go through and try these seeds. I fully encourage, no matter what your skill level is, go try rolling up a couple of these seeds and check it out. You will be amazed by how certain seeds fall apart. I remember being muddled and having Saban throw fixed dice at the entire team systematically and kill them all. And there was nothing I could do because I couldn't run away. I couldn't control it.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely makes, things like, zombie or muddle that, go from, very scary to like just, run ending.
Oh, they could be run ending. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. Another thing I'll point out that is unique to this flag set versus your standard fare is that I've also nerfed and reduced the sale of items. You only get a quarter sale price instead of half sale price. So it'll kind of reduce that ability for you just to kind of hawk gear. But nonetheless, you'll still be able to do a pretty decent job. And also, I was kind by giving, instead of 5,000 for your starting stipend, you get 12,500 to kind of grab some restoratives and try to build yourself up if you need to. First boss here on the screen here, so some points are potentially on the table here for Zenobian. It's tunnel armor, so not too bad to see overall, depending on what magic pops out here. But I think you should be able to spam shock and mimic that and get through it pretty quickly here. So this seems like a viable solution depending on what their magic power is out of the gate. But Zenobia might be the first one to get on the board here.
Yeah, definitely one of the bosses you'd love to see early, because yeah, it's one of the easiest boss in the game. I did notice Nani there. You're talking about money. I believe it was on Nani's screen. There's a cat hood for sale somewhere, so that'll definitely help with the money aspect if you need to buy extra stuff. 54k for Zen Thief. That's a bit pricey.
Oh,
at least
wow.
for Ruin.
All right, so for Zenobian, then, that is a boss kill and the first Esper grab. So that is 150 points just right there. For those, that's part of what we refer to as the basic quests. You can unlock them once. They're not cumulative as you go. You just check them off the list at that point. So good job for Zenobian surviving the first one. I didn't see what Esper that was. It was either Phoenix or Phantom, but both are good if that's the case.
Yeah.
Ooh, big grind fight in the upper right up there, looking for Hefe. So if he can get through that one, that would actually be pretty nice. I mean, you can see we only got 50 health to work with and some pretty nasty things, but spamming that shock, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, another decent but difficult, somewhat difficult fight for Nani there in the top left. I don't like. Or I guess they go down the one bolt edge, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, definitely using those throwables here. There's some good offense on the table here. So we have ourselves a nice little foothold. We're gaining levels. We're reducing that chance of it. Looks like Zenobian's going to be doing the Narsh looting here and kind of starting that chain potentially with Werewolf. I'm not sure if they're going to follow it up the entire way at this point. And speaking of magic urns, I called them out earlier. We see them on the Hefe's screen. Nothing you're going to be able to do with that one. Just magic points on that one.
Yeah, well, at least they won't kill you. So
no, they're very kind. They're very nice.
Yes.
Oh dang! Wow. Okay. So Nani does not care. Just going full speed in World of Ruin at that point. Just on the edge. There are speed bonuses, even though I've said that speed is not the biggest part of this. If you can complete the seed under different benchmarks, you will get additional bonus points. Sub 130 being the fastest, that'll get you a pretty decent chunk of change, and then the slowest being the 2.5 hour time limit in getting it under that point. So hopefully we'll see a completion today on a decent time. We've had some people that have been going pretty risky in our weekly ladder. Again, we roll seeds every Sunday here. We just started this one, so you have a chance to hop in now if you haven't got in there. And try your hand at 3 different seeds a week and see how you do, submit your best score, and get ranked on the ladder. We have I'd say about 20 people now that are pre-registered for it and have submitted scores. So it should be a fun time. Yeah, so definitely go check that out in the Magitech research facility. So shouts to Drinks Glue, by the way, for getting that all hooked up and allowing the community to run events like this.
Yep. Looks like Nani's... Sorry. Yep. Yeah, and also thank you, Schwans, to our who's doing all the things behind the scenes, adding the score to the tracker.
Oh, that's all. Look at that. So nice. All right, we'll try to call them out as we seize them at this point. Typically, what I usually do is I'll run the seed and then score it after the fact. But there's definitely a few that I know off the top of my head. A lot of the points are really locked behind progression into KT, and everything you kind of do in that is worth a little bit of something. All right, so it looks like a merchant was standing at Kefka at Narsh. We'll see what's we have up on top here on the werewolf side of things.
I can't tell what that is. I'm blind.
It is. That is an alternate realm spray. Yeah, I glanced at it real quick. I couldn't tell offhand, but she has the floppy hat. That is based off the actual art. So we do have some slight alternations or alternate sprites of the same characters you'll see here. All the ladies, Gao, Mog, and Umaro. But always good to find your fourth, so that is another 50 points there for Zenobian finding their first character. And we're
going into the scariest part with the instant kill things here. You're gonna play it slightly risky, taking both chests. I think I would have just waited each chest.
Oh yeah, no, that's real scary.
I don't like this section.
Oh,
Yep.
I get worried when I see like everyone's had that glitch kill where you like you grab a
Yeah.
chest, you walk away, and you still die. Oh
Yeah,
man.
it's always
Well,
very sad. But
yeah,
we
that
got
go. I avoid Gogo's check in permadeath because it's just so scary to do it, honestly. Because
yeah.
you could just your whole seed could just fall apart for nothing.
Mhm. Yep. Meanwhile, we got Nani following Zenobian's path there with some burning house, so they'll find tunnel armor themselves, and Zenobian choosing to complete the Narsh uh, set with doing Kefka and Narsh as well, and potentially I presume they'll probably do Mughal defense as well.
That's 50
Don't see
points
why
for
they wouldn't.
Hefe there, getting their
Yep.
first Esper on the board here. So good job to them for being able to find that in the belly of the Zone Eater. But yeah, based on what I'm seeing for Nani, they shouldn't have much of a problem actually going through and clearing out the burning house here. But let's see what we have at Kefka and Narsh on Zenobian's side of things.
Oh, Doom! This is all.
Oh, one of the legendary foes I was talking about. This could be a
Yeah.
potential run ender, or each statue is worth 250 points here. So a big chunk on the board here potentially.
Yeah, I would break that Thunder Shield too. Although I think I probably would wait till phase 2, but maybe this one shots. I mean, we have Mimic shotgun throw, so
Oh yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
it's
we don't
definitely
care
the
that
move here
much.
overall. This flag set will teach you more than anything else. Use all the tools you have available. There's no reson to hold
Right,
on to anything
Mimic,
because you
yeah.
could die at any time. So so you can't save. No reason to save it. If you have it available to you, you might as well use it. And I really like that. It definitely kind of changes your perception of how you attack the game. It makes things a lot more exciting, rather than knowing, well, okay, if I die here, I just reset and I can continue on. So anytime you do get that victory, it feels just that much more sweet. And Doom
Yep.
going down, very nicely done from Zenobian. 250 points potentially on the board for that one. I would say that's pretty much a guarantee. You can kill up to 3 legendary foes. Magic Master and Doomgaze are the only things that are worth more points than the statues themselves. So Zenobia looking pretty good here out of the gate. Very, very nice.
Ooh, and Bahamut, which is always very nice for more damage, if you want to use that.
Yes, it's a good Esper to have in your pocket unless you're going for that self-sufficient challenge I mentioned earlier where you just ignore them. Again, 50% chance of being able to equip Espers in the first place, so you don't know what's out there and who can use what. As you can see, it's
Realm
all
can use
grayed out for
neither.
Realm. Mog can't use it. Strago can't use it.
So,
So that's a situation you'll run into, unfortunately. All right, we're at Tunnel Armor then on Nani's side, and looking like they're throwing dice at this point. So should hopefully be a pretty quick kill on this one.
Hefe meanwhile
And
choosing to do Mughal defense as well. So he has simultaneous Mughal defenses here. I'm pretty sure it's synced like to the frame more or less. Very funny.
yeah, very, very close, oddly enough, that we're going down this path.
Oh, no, sorry. All right, that
Oh,
was.
okay, no, we're getting
Alright,
things
it's
sorted
bugged.
out on the sides. A big
Okay.
shout out to the Schwans for taking
Yes.
care of the stuff on the back end here. It's possible that the Hefe's stream maybe dropped and came back up here, so we'll kind of go from there.
Yep.
Ooh, actually, Zenobian taking the grind fights here on this one rather than doing it. And this is a scary one, too. I'm pretty sure all the dancers have the ability to throw pretty nasty things, assuming that this shot comes out here and does the kill.
Yeah, soul dancers are the ones with the. I'm pretty sure with the nastiest throws. And we saw Magic Player plus 2 Esper. I think that was that was for must have been the whatever the thing that you got from Burning House was. So
Mm-hmm. Abbott's
that'll be.
Rock we're going to, so we're completing all the Strago stuff up on
Well,
Nani's
there's our
stream.
first death.
There it is,
As
first blood,
Strago
and of
takes.
course it's Strago that goes
Yeah.
down first. We were just talking about how he symbolized death.
Yep. Takes a
Yeah,
foe to
I
the
would be.
face.
Yeah, this is the good move here, where you have tested the waters and someone has died at this point. So Strago is going to be taking a long nap for Zenobian at this point. Hopefully, we can find another warm body to replace him with. Little tip here: either you can leave as if Strago had the Moogle charm, you can leave him on leave the Moogle charm on his dead body and actually walk him around the KT later on. And as long as you don't get into a fight, just don't open any chests. You can still use him as a way of walking around, or you take him out of your party in the airship, and then you can, let's say it's some good loot on him, you unequip those that are not in your party, get all those items back. So they're not forfeit. You can get them back.
Yeah, well, if you do take the items off, then you won't be able to removal charm them. But yeah,
Right, that's
yeah,
exactly it. So there, that's the trade-off. That do you want to do what I refer to as the weekend at Bernie's strat, where you just march the dead body around to get through? Shouts to those that get that reference. And or do you get the stuff back? Oh, we got a Tritalk fight on Nani's side.
yep. Thankfully, we have
Very
shock and fire
interesting.
skins, so this should go down pretty easily.
Yeah, and also I mean Shock is also non-elemental too, so that should be
Yeah,
pretty good. But Tritalk can be very scary if you meet them
yeah,
when you're not prepared, hands down. Looks like Hefe's doing Burning House, so that's looking pretty good, and we know that that'll be a pretty easy one to finish up. And Strago is going to be staying. Just throw his body on the airship and just keep moving on Zenobian's side. But we're making progress. And speaking about progress, friends, to unlock KT, reduced slightly from the 6 characters, 9 espers of Ultras League to 6 and 8 at this one. Skip is unlocked for 8, 10, and 20 checks at that point. So if you wanted to go that route, you can. There is an incentive score-wise to single dip into KT without using skip, so you'd have to do the full thing by keeping everyone separate, but you can use it as well, and that's something to keep in mind.
yep. Also, we saw Setzer on Nani's end for completing everyone's favorite RNG rock, Abbott's rock there. So as one question I have is, when a character normally in a seed, like when a character dies, it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, you should revive them, but once you have 4 characters, you're stuck with 4 characters, pretty much. But in this case, you're down to 3 characters. Does that change how you pick your checks at all? Like the fact that okay, I might be down to 3 characters later, want to do certain checks earlier, or not do certain checks if I'm back down to 3 characters, I guess.
I mean, that is the overall risk. Anything you do is a risk when it comes
Yeah.
down to it. You kind of weight it as best you can. Do you want to grind up a little bit further? Do you want to go somewhere where you think you're going to be safe? Do you take a dragon?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second here really quick. There are a couple things that are on the table here, folks, is that if you kill 2 dragons, you get auto regen. If you kill 3 dragons, you get auto shell. And yes, of course, there's a challenge that dissuades you against it. You can get better points if you beat the final cafe without killing a single dragon. I believe Double Down used the phrase loot pinata to explain them. And that's a little cheeky way. If you're looking to maximize score, you have to not touch them as much as they're great to go for experience and magic points and all that stuff then too. So maybe when you got those 3 people and you're feeling kind of lucky, you go do that quick power up here. So maybe you go do Opera Dragon or something like that and hope for the best if you're feeling pretty strong. And it seems like all 3 of our runners here have a pretty good offensive foothold. We didn't see anyone wipe early to a random monster in a box somewhere. So overall, pretty good. And looking like Nani's going to be going down to the belly of the beast. We know what's waiting down there. We got a piece of Magicite to get. Zenobian is in Nakia as well as Hefe, it looks like, doing some additional shopping. It definitely does not hurt to go do some additional shopping and do some looting. Again, looking for those items that potentially could be used. And also some good recon to see who can equip what.
Well, I think, well, it looks like Zenobian's gonna do Azur's. But I noticed the very
Oh, yeah,
interesting
sorry, it was
level
Jador.
20 there. Yeah, they're at level 20 currently. I think they'll have a couple grind fights, but they would definitely be very scary. Definitely something you have to pay attention to in this sort of thing. You always have to pay attention, but especially in this with potentially running into a Doom Gaze would not be fun.
It is very easy to lose focus and then just have a dumb mistake kind of take things away from you.
Yeah.
And at that point, okay, I respect it that Nani left that treasure chest go. I do not know if those chests are in the pool to actually get a monster in a box potentially pulled out of them, but I wonder what would happen if that would be an instant death. Like if you would not be able to get away from the crushing of the ceiling. I'll have to test that further, but nonetheless. We see that looks like Hefe taking some fights there. Shock putting in some good work. That's going to definitely
Yeah.
carry pretty decently.
I think all the spaces in front of the chests are safe spots, so I'm pretty sure no matter what, you should be safe if you're opening a chest. So, ooh, you got some Gigantos there on Hefe's side. Didn't see if this is from the flower painting or if this is from one of the forced fights you have to go through.
We'll see here once we
Oh,
get
no,
that was
it was
the
Monster
forced
Box.
painting at the beginning of it. It looks like.
Yeah, so the monster in box on Hefe's end. That's a few points for them for defeating the Gigantos in the monster in
Yes,
box
fits.
there.
That's I believe that is 100 points for a monster in a box fight because again, that does carry inherent risk. You could run into Katana Soul if you're not ready for it. You can run into all over if you don't have a Revivify on hand and they can just cast Doom and just start killing people.
Yeah.
Not ideal. But
Uh,
nonetheless. Oh, speaking of Doom,
Speaking of
we got Doom Gaze, and we
yeah,
got
the
3
triple.
people dead on Nani's side. Did not pass the math check. Strago trying to go through it. This could be run over for Nani at this point.
Yeah, this must be Vanilla Doomgaze, because I assume they did search
He's
the
in the
skies and
sky.
accidentally ran into it.
And I did comment about that Nani was just sending it full send. Here comes the water edge. That might be it. And that is rip. And Nani is done at that point. Let's see if they restart and go forward. But that's our first blood. You can see just already just how a seed can go, where you could be chugging along just fine, and then you run into Doomgaze and he wipes most of your party. At that point, there's always that risk of that, and if things don't line up nicely, it just takes care of Nani. So Nani's going to be starting over square one fresh. You can wipe the score off the board on that one, unfortunately. Their PB out of that one, I think, was about 100 points. Ooh, this is a pretty nasty fight here, too, on Zenobian's side. This Marshall, he's got, I didn't catch if those are, okay, they're
thankfully.
coverts.
Yeah, returners would be awful because they have an instant death trade-off, which will, when they die, they'll kill one of your party member, whoever attacked as well, which is not fun unless it manages to miss. So yeah, that would suck a lot. But
yeah, we have Cave in there doing some damage. Oh, instant kill there from Realm. Nicely done.
yeah, yeah. One important thing about this fight, that's definitely very useful in this if you happen to run into annoying things like the retainers, is you can't, once you kill Marshall, you can run from the fight. So if it was retainers, you could just kill the Marshal and run and not take the risk of doing that.
Sorry, I got really worried there because I saw level question mark Pearl come out, and for those that don't know how that operates, that uses the last digit of your gold. So if that's a 1, that's going to definitely hit, and thankfully getting away unscathed. That one can do a lot of damage too. But we are through on Alzer's side. So for Zenobian. So good thing. Zenobian definitely chugging along here, looking pretty good. Nani doing their second attempt at the seed, so we'll have some base knowledge to hopefully get themselves back up and running quick as possible. But again, a death for any of our other runners could possibly happen at this point. Again, 2.5 hour time limit on this one. We're sitting at 27 minutes. So definitely, I mean, Nani's not out of this. We definitely have a chance to have a completion within that period of time.
Yep, you never know when people are gonna run into something else that's very, very annoying.
Sorry for the gasp there, but speaking about running into stuff here, I just want to point out that Hefe was trying to go for the skip and got caught. So he's gonna be taking like 2 or 3 fights here before we know he's gonna fight Doom at Kefka and Arsh. So that'll be very interesting. But that'll be some big points on the line for them. Looks like we're gonna be doing Esper Mountain here for Zenobian, rounding out Realms checks. That's a good call on that one. Sniper sight. Could be slightly useful in fringe cases, but not really too much. Didn't have a chance to see what was peeking for this one. This is a peekable check. We'll see momentarily here what this is. And it looks like it could be an Esper or an item at this point. We saw a soldier. And who is that Pokemon? It is Goddess. Second statue for Zenobian. Another potential chance for 250 if we can get through this one. We'll see. This could be pretty nasty, especially since we've been gaining scaling. And we're only down to 3 characters here. And we're not getting another one. We've already confirmed that.
Yeah. So we got dueling statue fights here. One thing I will mention, I noticed with Zenobian at the Kefka and Arsh is they did the slow strategy where they just hit in the bottom left corner to do the skip, which I definitely like. Because when it's something like this, you want to play as safe as possible, and this saving like 10 seconds or whatever generally isn't worth it. Although thankfully for Hefe, it wasn't pretty easy fights there.
Like I said, this is about survival and not just raw speed, which makes it kind of unique at this point for them to look at it. I mean, we now know. I saw Nani, by the way, using the airship strafe since they now know what's lurking in the sky. Our other 2 runners, however, do not know that. So if they accidentally run into Doomgaze at the worst time, that's a pretty rough vanilla boss to have out there, and that's one that you can't really prepare for. Well, without having Setzer.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you definitely definitely do not want to run into the Doomgaze Tower.
You don't want
Whatever
to fail
that
at
is.
math.
Yep. And you don't want to fail at math. Doom goes down with everyone still alive. So nicely
And
done there
Goddess
by
goes down
Hefe and
too. So
Goddess as well.
Zenobian and Hefe both getting that 250 bonus.
Yep.
Nicely done. All right, Darkness. So let's say you're in Zenobian shoes right now. You've already had first blood at this point. I mean, do you
Ooh,
kind of rip
Fenrir.
the band-aid off and try to just play as safe as possible? Do you try to prioritize finding your fourth character? Like where do you go from at this point?
I think, yeah, I think I would like to find my fourth character. I mean, the downside of this is there aren't that many good checks at this point. I mean, you've got Strago. I mean, they did both the Mogs checks. So I mean, you're looking at, and what is even left? It's just Ebbets and uh, Phoenix Tower, right? I think for
Yeah, I know.
Xenobian.
We did see. I believe Setzer is at Ebbets Rock, so that might
Yes,
be where
yes.
we're
So
gated at this point.
I think that's probably where I'd go. I don't think Xenobian did Stone either. I forget, but
Well, we know that's
yep,
just
and
a
they will go
Magicite, but
Ebbets.
hey, look, I mean, Zenobian following the lead here and going out to Ebbets Rock, and that will pay off nicely. I didn't see what boss was there. I think it was either
That was
Vargas or
Tritalk.
Tritalk.
I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely good to go on that one. And Hefe following in Zenobian's footsteps going to Esper Mountain. And Nani's still picking up the pieces, doing their initial looting at this point. Knows that all these chests are going to be safe, so can go through without risk and do things as fast as possible. Again, do not count them out. I mean, anything can happen. That's what makes this exciting.
And if you were in Nani's shoes, do you like try and go to different spots, hoping there's something new, or do you just do what you did before, knowing that's probably not, it wasn't that bad?
So I think that you can follow a similar pathing. You might skip out on certain things that you remember at that point, just kind of trim down what you do. But definitely kind of testing the water of what's outside of what you think other people may not be doing. This is kind of standard like race psychology. Do things that you think other people are not doing because you can end up getting a nice advantage. But permadeath really throws a big wrench into the works where you're naturally, unless you're just going to go completely risky, you're always going to have that nagging thought in the back of my head. Well, I don't want to nerf myself by doing one wrong decision, and now I'm limping along with one or two characters that are left alive. Like we saw with Doomgaze just wiping over half the party, and you're down to one. So even if Nani got through that fight, that's a really tough deficit to kind of dig yourself back from with that point, because you're already down 3 characters that could have been used.
Yeah, it's like, how many people or how many characters can you even, or how many checks can you even do with like one character? Like there's
By the
not
way,
a ton.
Hefe taking down another statue back to back there on that one. So nicely
Yep.
done, taking down Goddess and Doom. So looking good. So that's 2 out of potentially 3 legendary foes checked off the list for them on that side. We'll keep tabs. We know that Doomgaze is lurking out there. We have not found Magimaster yet. Those are worth 500 apiece. And that'll be kind of interesting to see. But the real points are once you start making progression deep into the game and getting into the tower and kind of going from there. And those will definitely start adding up fairly quickly once we get there. But that being said, looks like Heavy's going to be dipping out. And Zenobian has now Setzer in tow. And it's always exciting, Darkness. I'll say this. With having the randomized equipment sets being a coin flip for espers and relics and things. So let's say you got some really good gear early on that no one could use. It's always exciting to grab someone new that you might be able to throw that gear on right away and actually put together a viable build from someone, because it definitely brings some nice opportunity. But also, whenever you have deaths like that, if you had someone you were really hinging on that was carrying the team, that it hurts extra much, and you're gonna have to try to pick up the pieces off the back foot.
Now you're going to go back into Burning House. Makes sense. This is pretty easy in terms of the normal encounters and the boss fight itself. So no reason not to do this. You can catch back up a bit. Yep, and Zenobian looks like going to take on their first dragon with Opera House. So that'll be, I believe, plus, I think it's plus 100 for killing.
That's 100 for killing a dragon. Yep, but that that
minus,
disqualifies them from the Dragonkin victory challenge if they go all the way down the road. Then, but again, I mean, if you're in for a penny, in for a pound, might as well try to get collect those 2 or 3 dragons. Give yourself some potential auto region or auto shell. Ooh, Dirt Dargon. This is vanilla. Is it even randomized, Darkness?
so many vanillas this seed. Well, by so many I mean 2, I guess. But yeah, I would definitely like going with the dragon play here. I mean, I think I'd rather just again play it safe. Like, yeah, okay, you lose out a few points, but you gain so much more for actually finishing the seed, and this could be a key reason why you finish if you manage
Yeah.
to
That's the one
get
thing I
something good
actually
from it.
really like about this is the pressing your luck mechanic. Is like how far do
Yeah,
you want to push it, or do you want to actually be able to take something that's a little more safe? Because you're going to get 2 good pieces of gear, possibly. I will say another change that's different from this versus Ultras League, which by the way, good kill on that one. That's plus 100 for them. Is this is the wider reward set. This is not the improved, the shorter one. So you can get stuff like Marvel shoes and
Mhm.
a Magus rod and like random stuff like that. But we'll see what they get. They get an
Ooh,
offering.
offer.
Depending on who can use that, we could have something potentially good out of the gate here. And you can see them kind of
Yeah,
fishing through their equipment.
we haven't really picked up a good weapon for it. I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess stunners and like isn't like the worst thing in the world, but yeah, hopefully we'll get like a nice sword for the VK or Atman would be awesome. Or even
Yeah, that,
fixed
that would be
dice.
good. I saw Hefe throwing some fixed dice over there for
Yep.
quad nines, so they've got some good roll, but on just a random enemy instead of a boss. You hate to see that.
Oh geez, and did I lose 2 people already? Wow,
Oh
that's
no.
really bad for them. I missed that.
And not only that, Gogo is the only one
Yeah.
left standing, 2 out of the 2. So like, you can't even mimic any. Like, you can mimic your own stuff, I guess, if you want to go crazy with it. We know that it's only tunnel armor here, but just Nani just having a rough go of it out of the gate. Here we go though. Doomgaze taking
We'll
down
take out
Setzer's
Setzer.
already dead.
Yep.
Easy come, easy go here, ladies and
Oh, and
gentlemen.
Doom coming out. Thankfully misses.
Yes.
That's
It was very, very close. I think, do they have a wall ring on? I can't tell what the color that is that's glowing there, but
I believe blue is reflect, so
so that
that would
that
make
may actually be
sense.
okay. That's the
Um,
other thing too, Darkness. You're going to see some strats here and items being used that typically you don't see used. You're going to be excited to have float or have wall ring, things like that
yep.
that you normally take for granted when you're just trying to speed through things because they provide that extra little bit of safety. And Doomgaze going down for Zenobia. That's 500 points, folks, right there. And unless he finds a Magic Master, his legendary foes dance card is full. All right, so Hefe fighting the Coverts and Marshall on this side. And go, just hurting
Yep.
on Nani's side. My goodness.
I went and picked up Phantom there from the Doomgaze check there. So another nice Esper to have if you need
Yes,
to use it.
absolutely. It looks like we're going to be following the
Ooh,
Setzer quest line, going to Kalinjin and probably Daryl's Tomb on Zenobian side, depending on who we pick up here. And we got 2 deaths over on
yeah.
Hefe's side. Strago and Mog taking a dirt nap there. So none of our runners are unscathed. No one's getting a flawless here today.
Yep. Yeah, the covert's much meaner to Hefe there. Taking some nasty throws there. Um, so our main throw user's gone. Oh, we still have Gogo at least, I believe, unless they took out Gogo. I'm pretty sure they still have Gogo. Yeah, because I don't think they haven't done Abbott's Rock for Setzer yet. So
No, that's correct.
but
Yeah, you can
that
see that Setzer's not there yet, but
yeah.
they'll get there. But man, yeah, this shows it. Just like this is why I love this. I love how dynamic
Uh,
this is. That you work on building a character up for so long, and if they bite it, then you need to change your strategy on the fly. And watching runners try to adapt with that and kind of deal with it, and swapping out the bodies as they find new characters. That's really dynamic to me. I actually really like that gameplay.
Yep. So now down to 2 characters. Fortunately, I mean Gogo can use any of this abilities, so we still have throw and shock from him. Or I don't know if he can use shock. I forget.
I don't think you can equip shock to Gogo. He can
Yeah.
only just use mimic. So the fact that we've lost that actually is a pretty big blow as far as to our offensive capability here. So we have to pick up the pieces and try to find some sort of scrap work strategy that we can live with. But I'm sure all the runners now are definitely kind of feeling the heat. Especially Nani who's had a rough go of it and going through the restart down to just Gogo. Half the party getting wiped on Hefe's side, and Zenobian losing Setzer, who was looking like a promising character to bring it onto the board at that point so quickly. But Zenobia right now, it definitely feels like the favorite to finish this up, getting rid of some pretty nasty ones. But Magimaster is still out there lurking, and that can be especially nasty, especially if you find him in KT.
And so is Spicy Chicken. He's not as bad as Magimaster, but definitely still not a boss you really want to see, especially because he can stop and blast you for an instant kill. That's extremely annoying.
Yes. So it's this is as they say, this ain't over till it's over, folks.
Yep.
But things are looking pretty good for Zenobia right now, definitely in the score lead. So even if, let's say, we don't have a completion today, we can confirm that Zenobia definitely has the high score at this point by
Yep.
completing those things. So, but I'm actually kind of interested here to point this out. No one has dipped into the Coliseum yet. Let's talk about that for a second, Darkness. That there is some additional incentive to go to the Coliseum. You get 100 points for completing a match, but no matter what match you do, you are guaranteed to get a random high tier item. Could be something good, could be something not so great. But that being said, we are locked to 64 items that are visible. So you have like a 1 in 4 chance of seeing things on the board at that point. So it's a little bit nerfed. You can't really go there and farm gear unless you find something halfway decent, but you can get that one freebie. But again, we talk about those victory challenges. If you forsake the Coliseum, we call that virtue, and you can get a couple of points by doing that. But none of them are gone there. I'm kind of curious if maybe Nani will go over there since they're kind of hoping for the best.
Did see a Genshin picked up, which Go can wear, and that's definitely nice for him because he doesn't have the best stats in the world, so that should help his defense a little bit. We got Meteor Cast since we're out of we have no shock user anymore, so on Hefe's side, so try talk down for them, so that'll be their 5th character.
Yep, and we just saw that Nani just picked up Setzer, so effectively doubling the characters that they have available in their party. Way to go. And also Setzer has a Thunder Shield that he can wear. So that, again, elemental protection is huge. A lot of the most damaging things you're going to run into is going to be elemental damage in the game. So being able to mitigate anything at this point definitely kind of gives you that level of safety. Daryl's Tomb contains Magimaster. Will this be the run ender for Zenobia? This is going to be big. This rage is going to be very, very big. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Get the flex tape.
Like half HP. Just about,
yeah, that's
so
if rage pops out again, that's real bad. So you want to make sure this is a heavy-handed hit right out of the gate here. Zenobia going to be sweating it. But this could be a potential 250 extra points because this would be the 500 on top of it for the
that
third.
shock did decent damage at the very least.
So, absolutely.
Hopefully it goes down pretty quick. Don't know.
I'm worried about health here, though. I'm very worried for Zenobian. I'm sitting here holding my breath. You see potions being used because we don't really have any major cure options.
But hopefully this shock should kill. I mean, he's not at that high scaling. Yep.
Yes, so. Nice job, Zenobian, with the highest possible legendary foe score you can get there, beating both Doomgaze, Magimaster, and a statue. 2 statues here in this one here. So very, very nice. Well done.
Extra 250 points, I believe. Yep. Because
he already 250 then because we swap out one of the statues for that, and we've hit our limit. So nothing we need to worry about for legendary foes on his side anymore. At this point, it's going to be progression that's going to really kind of push them forward. At this point, but nicely done. Always a scary thing to run a Magimaster. And talk about scary, we got Doomgaze on Hefe's side. It's finally happened, and does not look like anyone's taking a dirt nap yet.
Thankfully, no Doom coming out. Only get until having to deal with the Water Edge. Gonna throw some things to make. And that should take him out.
Nice.
So very
good job
nice
for Hefe.
Yep.
Now, we know Hefe has killed 2 statues, so I think they're at 2 statues and Doomgaze now, so that puts their total legendary foes to 1,000. That's a sweet 500 points and a Magicite. Good for them. I got worried. I glanced down at Zenobian screen, saw a black screen with a single thing up, and they were just using a tent.
Yeah, same. I was also very scared by that, but thankfully, it was an Edgar from Daryl's Tomb, so back up to a full party that's alive, and we have all the 6 party members we need. So looks like we'll be going into
That
Check out
is,
what's
I
that
believe that is
intro.
250, I think off the top of my head. I might be wrong for completing one of the check requirements or unlock requirements by getting 6. So good job for Zenobian on that one. I don't remember off the top of my head the exact number. But now we're going to follow down the path. It's just a mad dash now for Magicite to get that KT unlock. And we're doing pretty good on time right now. We're only at 45 minutes, folks.
Yes, we could see a sub 130. It's definitely possible. Although I mean, thankfully we've gotten some of the most annoying bosses out of the way. Although there are still some that can be very annoying, even if they're not as deadly. Obviously, we still haven't run into Polty. Oh, there's a Terra there. At
Ooh, okay.
intro.
I mean, look, warm bodies always help. It is always good to have more manpower, or in this case, woman
Yep.
power, or Esper power, or whatever, to help you out.
Yeah. If this is a normal
Nani,
seed, I might
the
think about
revenge. Sorry about that,
Yep.
darkness. I didn't mean
So,
to pop in here, but
yep. No, Doomgaze is always worth popping in for on. But yeah, I was gonna say normally in I might think about resetting, seeing that there, but obviously you can't resetting when there's no saving.
that's a big 500 for Nani there, and also got to feel good to get that off the plate. Nicely done use of Pearl and mimicking. It looked like there, so very very good. I'm very proud of all the runners here, and also big shout outs to all 3 of these runners here. Definitely give them a follow for being able to pop in and play a stressful flag set for you fine folks here. Again, if this looks interesting, please check it out. You can roll your own seed. It's Light of Judgment is the preset name, and feel free to join the ladder. Check out the Magitech Research Facility or all the other fantastic community events that are out there. You'll see another one here later on. The the Thamasa time trial showcase will be happening right after this, then, folks, as well.
It's also interesting to see how many chests people are going out of the way for. Like Zenobia going up the stairs to get that chest there. Normal race, no one would get that, or pretty much ever. But in this
Oh,
case,
darkness!
you
I will
never
go
know what
loot
could
the
be.
barrel in South Figaro when I'm playing this flag set, just in the hopes of finding
Yep.
something.
Yeah, I don't think we saw anyone go that far, but yes, we've definitely seen some out of the way chest looting, which I definitely agree with in a flag set that's meant to be this challenging and punishing.
Yeah, every little bit can go a long way. So we're going in the belly of the beast here.
Ooh, there's another
On
tough
Nani's
fight
side.
on Zenobian's side. Haydn and the Haydnites. We have Antidote and Scan. That's not really going to help that much. Health on Edgar, I believe. So that at least should help a bit. I think I would probably do some shot. Ooh, Petrify. Thankfully.
Yeah, Cockatrice there for Realm. That is not a death that can be resolved. Again, I'm definitely
Yes.
campaigning for us to make a true permadeath, but nonetheless, for now, that should be fine.
Yeah, this fight would be a lot worse if that was the case, because I believe one of them can zombie you as well. So that makes
Yes.
this fight go bad to like extremely bad. And we'll have Faye running into the Magimaster themselves.
Cockatrice is his big ability, it looks like. So this one, I mean, really, oh yeah, the Magimaster fight's gonna be very, very fun. I'm gonna look at this one real fast. Good, yeah, just start throwing things at him. You have it, just do it.
Yep. Is GT Behemoth must be Flare, I guess. I presume that, or it's Meteor. Okay, so, yep, that's non-elemental. Definitely gets its use out against Magimaster. I know. Fortunately, not very strong, but it's better than nothing. And Throw is definitely doing some decent damage there, as Haydn goes down on Zenobian's side.
I believe that Hefe will probably get the kill here with this Meteor cast. Nicely done. Very, very good. So that gives Hefe the 250 boost for that, because he's also now killed Doomgaze, a statue, and Magimaster. So very, very high scoring seed here out of the gate. We have a lot of potential on the board for these fine folks.
Well, and we got Siren, and I believe Siren taught Mute, so we'll be able to have that, and we won't even have to cast Siren. So if you want to, get that challenge achievement for not using any Espers, that will be out of the way at least. You won't have to do that.
It is. Yeah, you could definitely go that route. And the most profitable one that's available in the entire flag set is called Ordeal, which is doing final Kefka, the climb the hard way, which is no instant death, no break, no calmness protection, no mute. and just going through the climb and trying to survive all the nonsense you have to deal with the hard way.
Yeah, that'd be tough. No columnist protection and no one dying to is definitely tough to get both of those. That would take some very good luck. But
Well, I mean, you can
uh,
lose people if you're trying to go for the flawless, it's fine. But if as long as you complete it without having doing those things, that's great. But yeah, you're going to be
yeah, well, I
dealing
meant
with
just
mute
yeah,
slinging spells and tools being a jerk and everything else.
yeah. Trying to get both achievements would be pretty difficult.
Yes, I'd say so.
I wonder if there's anything interesting in these shops. I haven't seen anything, but generally not. These shops it's generally just items, although sometimes weird things can pop up. I was watching someone else and they had an egg pop up in one of those shops, and it was like, I didn't realize those could appear in the item shops here, but apparently they can. You can't find eggs, right? I don't think, because there is a flag you can like do to turn off eggs or from appearing at all in the game, but I assume that's not on.
So there are experience eggs in the game or in this flag set. They will not appear in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
So that is a separate flag that is set.
Yeah.
Same thing with Illumina. You won't find that in the Coliseum either. But again, you can find a Ragnarok, or you can find it out in the wild somewhere as well. So, but whenever you do, I mean, it's definitely a fun event. Zenobian going to Figaro Castle and finding a Genji shield on the throne, and thankfully someone's able to use that one. So halfway decent protection. Again, defense can go a long way. Ultimately, if a character has 1 HP left, they're still alive and still can be fully powerful. Looks like we're gonna be doing Kefka at Narsh on Nani's side. I don't think Nani has done this one yet, so they're not gonna know that we have a statue looming.
Yeah, they're gonna be in for a pretty rude surprise. When they get
I would say so, Darkness. But
Yep.
The good news here, though, is I think that they're fairly well prepared, even though they've had a pretty rough go of it. I think their offensive ability here, offense being the best defense in this case, I think they're gonna do pretty well and outpace it. Oh, they're going headlong right into it. They're not waiting for anything. They're just gonna start fighting some stuff and getting some levels along the way just to make extra sure.
Yep. I don't mind this at all. I think, especially in this seat or this 5 set, getting as many levels as you can is never a bad thing.
Ooh. Good pickup here for Zenobian. They found the Rage Ring. If anyone can wear it, that's free, I think, fire absorption.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, very good protection. Some of the worst abilities in the game are fire-based, so that's good to have that little ability. Again, any kind of elemental negation or absorption definitely goes a long way for protecting you from those very, very hard-hitting hits in the game.
Yeah, I believe it also negates lightning, I think.
Oh, it's so good. Even if you can't put it on the Yeti, it's still really, really good. I'm a little sad that Umaro has not made an appearance here today at Darkness. I'm really sad about that.
Yep, I did notice Sabin was there behind Umaro's check, if we ever happen to find him, but looking like that's unlikely at this point. He's deep. Ooh, White Dragon. White Dragon's always
this
very
can be
scary.
pretty
Was
bad
that
out of the
Medio?
gate. Oh boy.
Medio
And
landslide.
these are big damage.
Go.
That
Was that Cyclonic?
That's Cyclonic.
Oh,
Oh no,
that-
Gogo is dead. Zenobian, no. And the pitiful man, the triple open from White Dragon. That is so brutal.
Yeah, well, yep. The elemental change thing makes some of these fights that normally aren't that bad turn into super nasty ones, as mentioned. Because yeah, that White Dragon is normally it's just a couple pro attacks or Scar Beam, but that's Medio and Landslide is definitely a lot to take on.
Yeah, that's quite the wombo combo. And again, for those that ever play this, if you guys die to that or lose a seed because of it, you're welcome / I'm sorry.
Yep.
Well, welcome to Light of Judgment, everybody. All right, so White Dragon going down on Zenobian's side. That is a free auto regen that we're getting out of the gate here. And I think it was a Ragnarok. That was huge. So maybe that Gogo's death was not in vain here.
Yeah, I don't know if Zenobian ever went to Returners, but there was a Genji glove somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was in Returners. It might have been someone else, but we found a Genji glove somewhere. So if that's something would be
Oh
nice to have.
no!
Oof,
Check out.
triple
I'm sorry to
freeze.
hop out in here.
Yeah,
Nani got triple frozen by Doom. Oh, the triple. Oh no.
I hope. I hope we're not level. Okay, we're not divisible by 4. I didn't realize level 4 flare was a possibility in the ability randomization. That's very evil. Um, but thankfully we dodged that one at least.
Yeah, just like when I was designing this and testing this out here, it took me multiple iterations to kind of dial it into the way I wanted it to be. But I wanted it to be very dynamic and have unique experience here, and having that randomization, and not including normalize and distort right now. So it is fair, it's still fairly fair. But you can run into situations like that where just like you'll get nuked by just the weirdest things that'll happen, or things will pop up you're not expecting, and just those big surprise moments, they go a long way.
Thankfully found the fire got fired, so at least one will survive. The magnitude 8 might be a problem, although I think Realm will miss Ellie, so she'll survive.
I respect the float on
Yeah.
Realm on that one, so good to see that.
Yep, got it from whatever rage she's using, or I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I believe so.
But
I definitely set
yeah,
that flag. So busting out the drill, that's good. That ignores defense, physical defense. Is this flare
this
gonna
will miss at
proc? Did it
least.
proc last time? No.
No, his yeah, so we're fine from that at least.
Yeah, math is very scary.
Yep. Yeah, especially when you're not expecting it. Like, yeah. I'm not generally worried about like level 4 flare coming out from a Doom or whatever, but you never know.
Okay, finally everybody
Yep.
is good to go. The fire Skeen comes out from Go-Go, gets punched in the face for his trouble. Here comes the drill. Is Doom finally done? No, he's still going.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Realm
it's
trying their best.
not that much damage from these attacks here. So this might be a while. I don't know what the scaling's at, but it probably has I don't know, like 10k HP maybe a bit more than that. I'm not sure.
We should be getting
So
fairly close. I imagine like one or two more attacks should do the trick here for Doom, but we just got to be very, very careful. Cracking the Thunder Shield, I respect it.
yep.
Still not
Oh, yeah.
done. Wow.
Yeah, but now
All
we're
right, now his aura is
yeah.
shaking as an aura does.
Well, unfortunately, I think did not time this well enough to mimic it. So, Realm will get the attack out first, and that will prevent mimicking the Thunder Shield, which may be massive, but depending on how much health Doom still has.
Yeah, what do we negate here? Let's see.
Hopefully, oh, that's not good because now Realm's really not going to be doing much. With the
Oh, that's
Alchemy
unfortunate.
gonna be
There's a 1 in 8 chance on that one too.
Oh, okay, it did. Yes,
Oh, never
yeah,
mind.
it's
I didn't catch what it was there. Wow. I did not know that. I thought it was just straight water.
I thought
I just
Yeah, sorry.
I
Aqua
thought if
Rake
you
is wind and water, so you would have to
yeah.
negate both of those to
Oh,
see,
okay,
that's
that's
weird
weird.
because if you negate one thing on the party side, it negates all of it. For example, Merton. Merton is fire and
Yeah.
wind, but if you negate one of them, you're good. You know, it's so interesting. Very interesting.
Oh yeah, because I think force field is weird. I think is because it's not technically negation; it's its own separate thing. So I think that's why. So yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, that's 250 points for Nani on that one for taking down a legendary foe and surviving. So good job for that one. I've kind of lost I'm having some seed bleed from the previous progress versus the new ones. I'm not sure exactly which ones we've checked off the list on that, but nonetheless, still moving across here. Big shout outs to Schwantz and also our tracking being done behind the scenes here from Gretham.
Yep.
Thank you very, very much. You can see that the scores on paper here for now, and a lot of those remaining points are going to come down to progression for Hefe and Zenobian, and kind of getting those final espers that we need. And speaking of, by the way, looks like Zenobian's only one away from getting the unlock, and that'll get some points as well as getting the final basic quest I think that they need, which is getting 8 espers. And
Yeah.
looking at Hefe's side, we're at 6 and 6, so it's still anybody's game on that side as well. And honestly, and also Nani at 5 and 4, not terrible considering that they had to reset about 30 minutes into the seed.
Yeah, I definitely like this play from Zenobian, taking the sealed gate here. I mean, there's no fight at the end of it, and there's billions of chests here.
Yes.
So in a spot where all those chests, all the X potions and elixirs you find could be the difference between getting through and not getting through. I think pick every single one up. They chose to avoid a couple of the super annoying ones, but still picking up most of them, which I totally agree with.
Another big foe here on the Hefe's side, but no more points to gain since they've already checked off the top 3. That's Atma weapon on the board here. This would have only been worth 100 anyway. Should be able to make quick work of it, but Atma weapon and Atma with later scaling can do some pretty gnarly attacks depending on what pops out, what elements they end up rolling. But yeah, so should be able to get through here pretty quick.
Well, not doing that much to them, so that they must have good defense at this point, or be pretty high above scaling.
I would say so. Yeah, I think that they've been doing a pretty good job here. The further you actually get into the seed, the less dangerous it actually is for you. It's actually very dangerous out of the gate for seeds. That's why some people will be like, well, I rolled a seed and all I got was a 1 or a 51. Just like you run into just a bad thing out of the gate because you just have nothing to work with. But all right, so Tri-Talk being done looks like it was just an item for it in the process, and we don't have the Yeti, so we can't hop down. So we're gonna be warping out of here momentarily. It looks like. So what do we have left on here? So we've gone through Edgar's checks on some of these people. We've done Setzer, Realm, Strago, Mog. What else do we got here to try to get a couple more pieces of Magicite? Actually, it looks like there's one piece of Magicite they need left at this point. And they're parking up there. It looks like they're going to be doing, Edgar's checks at this point. So maybe we can find one. We know that Terra's in this cave, however, so they're going to have to go a little bit deeper to find a piece of Magicite. I can't recall off the top of my head, however, if there was one lurking down below in the ancient castle if we follow this through.
Yeah, we got confirmation from Swans that there was. So
okay.
Thank you very much for keeping better track.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I forget what the throne room check was. If we saw that, I'm sure we saw it at some point. But
throne room is just a Genji shield.
Just yeah, so not that good, but it's something at least.
So now to go into Owser's mansion. Definitely a good play on that one. We know there's gonna be some strong fights here to go through.
Zenobia selling that offering they picked up by more whatchamacallits, Ragnaroks, which I definitely agree with. You have them all, you might as well use them. You can buy them as many as you want, assuming you have the money. So don't really need an offering at this point. Just rag everyone up. They can use it at least. I saw a gauntlet there. If they're going to try and use that, or they might just use it as a stat stake. Who knows? Because certainly being in the front row is a bit riskier with the Ragnarok, but
I mean, but the damage is there, and you can get that flare proc. So the damage ceiling is definitely it's worth the risk in this regard, especially if you have strong physical defense. So we definitely have some pretty decent capabilities here, depending on what character you're able to throw it on.
I haven't seen a ton of in the form of healing magic. We saw health from Edgar, which is definitely nice to have. But other than that, don't think I saw a ton of stuff. Like in terms of
we're in an interesting place right now. We have a pretty decent foothold on the offense side, but I still don't feel really great about the recovery side of things. So if we get beat up pretty badly, I don't really think we can pick ourselves up very fast. Having good rages that you can do that with, or having decent dances that have like Wild Bear or something like crazy on it. Looks like Locke is at the Welk check for Zenobians, and not what we're looking for,
vanilla.
but that will be is this even randomized darkness once again?
So, yeah. Well, Locke at least will be a couple fast checks that hopefully should give an Esper. Obviously, weapon shop is fast and not a thing you have to fight, so that's nice for sure. And then also SF Cave is fast as well.
Yes, and also more importantly here, I'll point out that Zenobian will be at 8 characters. That will be unlocking the skip, and we'll see if they opt to use that again, or they're going to go full risk and try to just walk through the KT once without using it, or potentially double dipping, do a dip and skip.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Would you use the skip or just not? And
Based on what we're seeing in the crew here, I would probably do a double dip and skip on this one. I don't think I feel confident splitting people up into 3 capable parties and hoping for the best here, but I tend to play very cautious. There's a lot more riskier players in the community than me. I've watched how people kind of run this and do pretty well, but I've also watched overly cautious players do really, really well as well. So this is a hard call based on at this point what we have in tow. I would feel comfortable with a 2-visit KT and using that skip rather than trying to just go through and just do a full completion on one skip or one without the skip.
When Setzer and Go go down for
Oh
Gray there
no,
against the Marshall fight. And all
Nani!
he has left is a Rage Realm.
Nani has played so well in the second seed and overcome so much adversity and takes care of it. Unfortunately, the lone standing murder child is all that's left for Nani, I believe, as far as the ranks go. So kind of scary. But hey, this is where we're at. And that is the 8th piece of Magicite for Zenobian, it looks like, I believe.
And they're both dead. That was
Oh, they're both dead. No,
Econ
I'm
or
sorry.
Offering.
I glanced down and just saw the blue flash. I'm like, oh yeah, but it still does it for the items too. Well, the hunt continues.
Yep. Well, here might as well do Tritalk as well, I guess. If that fails, then yeah, probably South 3R Cave. And if that fails, well, we're gonna be in for a rough time because scaling's probably getting pretty high.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, since the ceiling is up to 48 in this, it can get out of hand if you're not quick, or if you decide to languish for a little bit. And Zenobian already has that skip from the character side of the house then too. But we're sitting at an hour 6 right now, so our runners only have an hour 24 left within the time limit. I am hopeful between Zenobian and Hefe at this point. I believe we'll be able to get a completion. Nani got a devastating blow there, unfortunately, against the coverts, and that's just disappointing. Nothing they could do on that one, it seemed like. Oh, well, you don't see that much. For Doom Dragon busting out a wave cannon to open it up with, or Skull Dragon rather.
Yep. Yeah, these ability changes make all these fights very scary. Even the ones that seem pretty benign, but thankfully have enough HP to tank that.
Well, I'll point this out. This is Dragon number 3 then for Zenobian, assuming that they take them down, and that'll be auto shell, and that goes a long way for protection. Nicely done. I guess for those that do not know, and people can keep me honest here, shell basically helps mitigate some of the damage from magic in general. I forget if it cuts it in half, a third, or a quarter, but it is a mitigation of magic damage.
Yeah, I think it's about a third. It's the exact formula is a bit complicated if I remember correctly, but it's about a third, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Schwant's saying 1/3 on this one here, so I believe that is the case. But I mean, any mitigation, again, like I said, one HP is good enough to do full damage or do full healing. So, but as soon as you hit 0, then they're lost.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's technically 170 divided by 256 is the damage calculation. If you want to be very specific, but yeah, which is essentially 1/3.
But hey, every little bit goes a long way. Zenobian's definitely looking pretty good. Whereas on Hefe and Nani's side, no dragons, going for that dragonkin at this point. So you can kind of see the differences here in strategy. But no one's getting a flawless today. We've definitely had plenty of blood on everyone's hands.
Yep. As the one upside of finding all these characters, though, on Zenobian's end is you. Is that? I see some flashing colors there. Goner, yep. I think they have enough defense to survive this.
I would say so, yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
By a mile.
Yeah, it is the most powerful spell in the game in terms of damage, the magic power of the spell. But yeah, it doesn't ignore defense. So you should, as long as you have decent defenses, you should survive it pretty easily.
Ooh, this flare might hurt a little bit though. Yeah, that the auto shell definitely coming in clutch a little bit on that one.
Yeah,
definitely send down the damage.
Yeah, shell also is massive because yeah, if it doesn't ignore defense, then it means it also doesn't ignore shell. But yeah, if we're unlucky enough to run into something that does ignore defense, then that will also ignore the shell. So that would be a bit sad. But
That's a good point there, Darkness.
Yep.
Very, very good. We got a Critic and I think box set. No, Pandora. So Critic and Pandora fight over here that I don't know is escapable or not. But no, pretty good job there for Hefe.
Yep. And we have unlocked for Zenobian, so that's another some 100 points, I forget, for unlocking,
So,
also getting the 8 espers. Yeah.
Yeah, that from progression, that's 1,000 points getting there. So the progression score goes. You only get to pick one of them in that category as you complete things, getting the statues, killing the first, second, and third statue boss, completing tier 1, 2, and 3, and then eventually the final victory is Kefka. But we consider Kefka Tower completed when you reach the switches on all 3 and start the final climb. So there are some extra bonus points for that, depending on how many dips it takes you to get through that. That's why we were talking about that. How many visits can it take you to actually get through Kefka Tower successfully? And it's weird that you're feeling pretty good throughout the seed overall, but you can have really bad things happen. The good news is we found a lot of the big killers here, but you could run into a pretty beefy boss like Guardian or Poltergeist still, and things can be kind of nasty, or even Toilet Atma, the regular one that's there. And you can see clearly we're at the point in scaling that where Goners coming out.
FA choosing to Elite River here, which is a bit interesting. I'm running into some fortresses, which can be a bit on the scary side. Magnitude 8, it's not going to do that much though. At least we got Edgar to health us up.
Let's pay attention to how Zenobian's going to divvy up the team here and kind of tell how are we doing this. It looks like this is going to be setting up for a potential.
Looks like not skip, I think, I'm not sure. Maybe they did choose skip, but they have 2 people in the right lane, so that makes me think they chose not to do skip.
You know what makes
I would believe this is non-skip, but this looks like this is gonna be a double dip. They maybe will run up the middle and then do a two. Split them up, then do the side lanes with the skip. So this will be a 2 visit.
Because the one thing is with so many party members dead, you can't. If you don't have a Moogle Charm on them already, you can't use them in the other lanes. So you need someone to be alive, and if they're dead and you don't have a Moogle Charm on them, then you're just gonna instant game over the second you run into a fight.
Correct.
So
yeah, and
that
is the big issue we were talking about earlier. That if you Moogle Charm someone who's dead and you don't pull the equipment off of them, it's fine. But if you did, obviously, and also don't open any chests either. If you get that 1% monster box, that could be seed over just instantly.
Yep. But yeah, so they're gonna have to unfortunately have Realm be on the other party and just do the fight with only 3 characters. And yeah, it looks like they're gonna run it twice, doing with 3 characters taking out the Inferno spot and the mid lane presumably.
I would say so. I think we're gonna run this one up all the way up the mid lane here, so that will give us 1 statue worth of progression. And that'll I think pretty much every progression point will give you a good chunk. So, for example, 1,000 for unlock Final Kefka, 1,500 for reaching statues. So basically, getting through the Inferno boss fight and getting to the statue fights themselves. You don't have to beat Guardian to get that one. You technically could fight a statue if you wanted to at that point. You get 500 points for every statue boss you kill. So 2,000, 2,500, 300. And then 500 for all the tiers, and then finally, if you can defeat Final Kefka, that's 5,000 points total for progression. So definitely a lot of money on the line here, if you will.
Also, interesting thing, we saw Zenobian reset out there. So does that count as a entering?
That is
Kefka
correct. That would be a visit. So visited once, and then resetting out, and then coming back in. This will be a second visit at this point.
Okay.
So. Yeah, if you want to do it one and done, you got to do it the first time. This will be a second visit for Zenobian. So I wonder if they're just going to take the skip and just try to hope for the best. But yeah, so we'll go from there and see how things work out. Oh, we have the Stooges on the water here. This is fun.
Oof. Well, I'm kind of glad, honestly, because this is one of the fights you do not want to see in Kefka Tower. So it's very nice for them to get it out of the way. Tentacles is another one that would be very scary. That's still on the board. We still haven't seen Pulte either, so.
Yeah, Pulte. Guardian can be a big beefy boy, but we have plenty of lightning stuff that we can work with here as well. Interestingly enough, Zenobian not opting to do the skip, so this might be a 3 visit just to make it as safe as possible.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Unfortunately,
like.
that's worth 0, my friends.
Mhm.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Mhm. That's why you gotta be extra careful before you go in here. Make sure you got your party totally set up, because yeah, it looks like putting Terra in the other row instead of Realm makes sense.
Yeah.
Terra's definitely the weakest member. I mean, level 3, you're not really needing that much from her, so you'd much rather have Realm get the levels, I think, and
Sure. I mean, definitely
have them to make sure.
sacrifice some
Yeah.
points here for her for potential safety. And Leet River was a
Yep.
dead check. Genji armor on that one, unfortunately. So go fish for
Right.
Hefe. Still trying to find that 8th Esper.
Yeah, Genji helmet, but yeah, it's just still not.
Oh,
I guess
sorry. Yeah.
technically
Another one.
Genji
Yeah.
armor. But yeah, uh, but yeah, not useful. And looks like we're gonna do well now, so they're gonna
They're going to find
get
Locke.
there.
So
Their
that'll
eighth
put
character, I
Hefe at
guess.
7 characters then once we get there.
It should be 8, I think, because I don't think I don't think Terra was marked. But yeah.
So looking at the timer here, Darkness, we're at 1:16 presently with Zenobia knocking at the door in KT. Still looting and kind of doing around what they can, but since they're going to have to do another visit, presumably, to wrap up the rest of, we got a couple boss fights and a climb to get through. I don't think 130 is on the table, but maybe a sub 145 if things go well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely on the table. We saw a red cap Zenobian pull out there from the chest, but unfortunately no one can equip it, so not very useful.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Some
Ooh,
Dragoon boots there.
Is Zenobian's gonna go for the Aegis Shield chest? That's all the way down here that very few people know about, but kind of annoying to get to. Unfortunately, not very useful.
I respect it, honestly. I mean,
but
you
yes,
can look at the time and just kind of push, and maybe you can find that Illumina that you've been looking for.
Yeah, there's
Or
definitely.
I don't think we found an ammo weapon either. Now that I think about it, we have that offering too, no less.
I'm pretty sure Zenobian sold it for. Well, actually, they might have picked up a second from weapon shop, I think.
Oh, okay, I got
Or no,
you.
they chose the economizer. I'm pretty sure, but
I see.
yeah, I think they sold it to buy more Ragnaroks.
All right, Magimaster Light here that we have. So this should be a pretty quick work, thankfully, on the Inferno check.
Although I was about to say you never know with overflow, because confusion is very annoying, but thankfully it missed. So.
Oh, swinging that Ragnarok though, very nice. Good damage there from Edgar.
Yep, the overflow missed, so that's the big annoyance of that fight out of the way. Looks like now you're gonna take some grind fights outside of Daryl's tomb, which is a good idea considering
We're doing solo realm.
Although when he runs in there and finds Magimaster, it's gonna turn into a not as good idea.
I want to believe, I really do, but get your rips ready in chat, folks.
Ooh, Snow Muffler. Snow Muffler on Zenobian's end, that's pretty massive, so I'll be more defense for everybody, or at least 2 of them. Ooh, that 96 magic power realm, that's very nice.
Here's the problem, though. We're going to be dealing with Magimaster, who's going to change elemental shifts every now and again. So if he decides to rage or do something like that, that's going to be a big problem potentially. I don't know what's going to happen on Nani's side, honestly.
We do have a meteor rage, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that is true. Yes, we do have Behemoth or Senior Behemoth, I think, available to us. So that will definitely help, and that'll slap. That'll do some pretty good damage.
Yeah, so hopefully should be enough. We're out of potions, but we're still grinding.
Zenobian taking a 4th dragon. There's no bonus for this, by the way. They're just slapping dragons now, hoping for loot.
Yeah, I mean, it's experience, it's loot. I mean, I think he's already at max scaling, so it's not really increasing scaling.
Correct, and we also know Doomgaze is off the table, so we don't have to worry about math anymore.
Yep. So yeah, I'm always down for more levels, and yeah, there's nothing punishing. Flame Shield's very nice to have.
Oh, absolutely. That's arguably the best elemental shield in the game right there.
Yep. Poisoned Realm, so finally entering the ship to go to Coal Engine, heal up a bit.
Doulahan opening
It's
with Flare
Williams.
here on Edgar. Edgar should be fine.
Yep, the rare in usage that's not starting Burning House. We're actually gonna get the healing out of it. Or I guess yeah. Yeah, but yeah, with only one character, I mean, you gotta do everything at your disposal to try and keep it alive.
Yeah, solo checks are always, or solo character runs are always scary. It is possible at this point, but again, also the 2.5 hour time limit definitely kind of makes you a little nervous about trying to run through the entire scene with one character when your offense is so neutered at this point. But nonetheless, well, we have a second here, folks, as our runners move along here. If you want to join this wonderful community of ours, check out ff6worldscollide.com. Join the Discord. Plenty of events to check out in the community. Seed of the week, some other fun stuff. And if you're watching this and you think it's interesting looking, definitely go check this out too. And people more than happy to help you out. And this flag set will definitely teach you the defensive side of things and how to build survivable things. But there's plenty of fun flag sets. Roll up a Moogle Cup. Get in there, learn how to play the game, and do have a fun time.
Yeah, Moogle Cup definitely a lot easier than this flag set.
Oh
if you're
yes,
new
yes.
and are intimidated by this. There's most flag sets are not this brutal. That's for sure.
Hey, Guardian
brutal,
and
Edgar,
Inferno we're seeing here. Look at this.
Yeah, Edgar taking a big shot to the face there. From I didn't see what the attack was, but thankfully Inferno goes down quickly. It's definitely paying the double run, or well, triple run because they reset or warped out of it. But the doing this all split twice is definitely paying off.
Yes,
because that would be not a fun fight to do with only 1 or 2 characters.
Was definitely a good move here. Guardian being kind of rude to Hefe, but definitely plenty of damage.
I didn't see where they got Cyan. Must have been from one of Terra's checks. Sapphire Cave. Okay, so it's from Locke. Yeah, it makes sense that that's probably where I would have gone next. But just not finding any of these characters. But thankfully,
look at this. We found the number 128 here as well. We just had Inferno on the other side.
Yeah, well, we took down the harder form first, so this should be pretty simple.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. It goes down fairly quickly. Nice bit of experience there for Hefe, as they still haven't taken down any dragons, so presumably they are going to do this dragonless. Unfortunately, another dead check.
Yeah.
So
still looking for this. They're so close. All right, hold your collective breath, everybody. Nani is going to be walking into the tomb. Fingers crossed across the board here. Can Realm solo Magimaster and live?
Hefe going to go World of Balance though.
Oh, good opening rasp on that one.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to resort to rages because they looked and saw there was no.
I'm going to throw this out real quick. Zenobian triple dipping with the skip now. So this is where this will be their final dip. But unfortunately, they get 0 for completing the tower if they do this at this point. But, trying to go for that progression.
So, Nani going to choose to break the flame. Shield makes sense, although you are losing a bit of defense potentially.
Quad 9s, you love to see it.
Yep. It's definitely worth it, I think. I believe...
Ooh.
I'm not 100% up on my rages, but I believe.
Do we gamble? Do we go for the meteor? Come on, Nani. I would search in the inventory and see if we have an X potion at this point. Just anything. My goodness, they're looking. There's definitely some options here that we have. Ooh, Siegfried. What does he give?
I'm pretty sure he's Flare.
Flare. Oh, that's his Flare. Yes, you're right. Oh,
Launcher miss. Scar beam.
That's gonna hurt. That's death. That's over.
Yep.
Oh, Nani ripped. I think that. I mean, we'll definitely let them restart again at this point, but I think that one's pretty much dead, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, brutal. GG's across the
That's
board for Nani on that one. Definitely was their highest score of the day at 850. So definitely keep that one in the back of your minds, there, friends.
yeah. Considering how bad the early game went and the mid game, everything went. They did super well to get as far as they did, but fortunately getting unlucky there with the rages, and just Magimaster being Magimaster.
Also, another non-randomized situation here with Dodaluma. I mean, we're knocking at the door here. We're almost done with this seed. We're getting real close on both sides here, so we'll see. So that might be GG's for Nani, and I would respect that entirely. But valiant effort. Rando gonna rando. Stuff gonna happen. We knew
Yep.
it was waiting down there. And Realm fought valiantly. You know, did quad nines to Magimaster.
Hefe finally gets their final Esper,
There
Crusader,
it is.
which you definitely don't want to cast. But yep, they'll be entering the tower shortly.
Yep. So we will be getting 250 for having 8 Espers and unlocks 1,000 for unlocking final Kefka on that one. So that one little thing right there was 1,250 for Hefe. Very, very nice. Okay. Making some good progression on Zenobian's side as well. I think, is this the last statue boss? Are they going to be done with KT after this? Unfortunately, no KT completion bonus since it's a triple dip. But we'll see. Air Force is kind of nasty. We got some bolts out there. I will say this. I don't believe I've seen either Hefe or Zenobian use an Esper, so we're still working on a self-sufficient.
Nope. Well, we do have some Espers that you might want to use. And we saw Fenrir somewhere. I forget what else we saw, but I think depending on how it goes, especially early on, I might want to consider using those Espers, especially for the tier 3 commons could be very evil depending on what happens there. So I might play it safe, but you never know. He's definitely
it can go either way at this point. We'll see. Okay, well then.
Terra can use the red cap at least if we want to, but we'll leave it on the Genji helmet.
Looks like Hefe's doing some final preparation. So at this point, Darkness, what do we do? Do we do a double dip and skip? Do we go for the full shebang at this point and do no skip? What do you think Hefe's mind is on this one?
I think I would probably go do the double dip. I have to look at his levels again, but I think there's still a lot of scary things out there. Even if we have run into most of them, there's still some scary things. Obviously, we know that the scariest things are Inferno and Air Force, but could have been Tentacles. There could be Pulti. I think I'd probably just play it safe and double run. Well, it does mean you do have to fight an extra boss compared to if you single run it and just take skip. I definitely wouldn't single run without skip.
Yeah, that could be kind of scary at this point. So, okay. We are now at Zenobian has racked up 3,000 points in progression by completing KT, but again, that was a triple dip, so 0 bonuses for that one. But every tier defeated at this point will be worth 500. So still plenty of score left on the table here. If they can get a full completion, this could be really good for them. Self-sufficient still available. Virtue still available as well for a completion challenge. There was no Coliseum skip. They murdered every dragon they saw, so and we definitely had some deaths. So Zenobian looking at a good one here, and will not be going for Ordeal using break on the long arm. So we're going all guns blazing on this one. It looks like.
Yep, Hefe ran into the Ragnarok shop that Zenobian found, so we're gonna buy a couple of those. It looks like.
Yeah, you can see on the screen here, folks, the scoring that we have, the victory points that are available, where we're currently at within progression. We're at the 3,000 mark for progression, but every tier that Zenobian is able to beat, we're able to move our way up and kind of go from there. And then also the speed bonuses and victory challenges are there if you're able to complete Final Kefka. So this is the final climb, basically, end all be all. So fingers crossed for them, and we'll see where they end up here after tier 1. Hefe doing a bunch of selling and getting everything ready and prepared. I definitely respect it. I mean, maybe they'll go for a single dip. Maybe they'll go, for that. I don't know. Hard to say. I don't think the offense is there collectively across it. I don't think we have 3 super strong people to kind of split up that way, but I don't know. Hard to say.
We found 3 Mega Luxers somewhere. Maybe he bought some. Must have bought some. Well, we got one for fighting Master.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
he
Magic
found one
Master fight is definitely that. It's good that
too.
you know you
Yeah.
have that in your back pocket then for Fallen 1 and when you get up to that point.
Yep. So Edgar going
Tier 1 done for
Ragnarok's-
Zenobia. That's 5 hundo. We're on to tier 2.
Yeah, this is definitely the scariest tier, I think, because you just never know. We do have. I'm pretty sure we have mute on somebody. We definitely had Siren if they're going to use that, but I'm pretty sure we found the mute spell as well. So
Yeah,
that's
so
gonna
opt for that.
mitigate magic definitely. If you, a fun thing about magic is if you do enough damage to them early, they won't cast mute, and instead they'll only cast either sleep or stop depending on how much damage you do. So if you're very scared about that, you can do that instead. You can just attack them a little bit to start that off, and then obviously Tiger as well as Zombie would be very scary to deal with. So they're going to focus on that. Hopefully it won't get muddled.
So I'm going to point this out real fast. Hefe splitting up the crew pretty evenly here. This looks like this is going to be a one and done situation. Now, I didn't see if they used skip or not when they menued, but they're splitting things up as much as they can do it. You can see we got a little bit of hot potato going on.
Yep. Yeah, they have.
Let's see where they land.
They have a lot more. No, they're doing a full run, so looks like
They
they are
definitely
going
had
to
skip
just.
available, so good luck to them.
Yep. Seems like they're going to solo run it. Just yeah, definitely brave on their part.
I mean, overall, we know that Inferno and Air Force are lurking, but the other ones that are out there are not entirely terrible from what we're seeing. So maybe this is a doable tower, depending on how things turned out here.
Yep.
Man, Realm is using fire, like tier 2 magic and slapping for
Yep.
6k.
Yep. Magic power +2 espers are very nice. One thing is I don't think we mentioned is that espers are guaranteed to have a bonus on them. So
That's correct.
while
yes.
there are definitely a lot of very evil flags going on in here, that is one nice bonus you get. So you know we got magic power +2 esper, and that was massive that Realm could equip. So allowed her to do get her magic up really high. So even tier 2 magic is still doing decent.
Yep. And just imagine if tier 3 was available, we just slap him for quad 9s at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is one thing I added, that if you're able to equip an Esper, I wanted to guarantee that you had a growth path available to you. And that it's definitely good. It gives you a chance to actually grow a character
Yep.
like that and have some level of power that even tier 2 magic can do some decent work. But that being said, the Ghost Train, didn't even see that fight. It must have happened so quick on Zenobian's side with Hefe doing the thing here. Oh, the evil toot on the start, though.
I definitely at least didn't get anything that scary. I guess whatever realm got missed and then blind and slow for them, and
Wow.
yeah,
That's
instant
talk about
death.
some good knowledge. They're
Nice.
busting out the blaster and taking care of,
Yep.
of Ghost Train on that one. Very nice. Love to see it. Tier 2 still
That's
going.
why we didn't see it. It was the toilet MS spot, and we got a VK for it. So they just
Okay, now,
so
okay. So Hefe just flexing.
yeah.
There's not even anything on the board for a toilet atmo fight, let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is. If you feel like you need more power, it is. A free dead check, and it doesn't count as killing a dragon if you don't want to do that. So
That is true. Yes, that is actually a really valid point, Darkness. I did not even think about that. Since Hefe didn't go down that path, really does not have a lot of high tier item chances, and also did not touch Colosseum. So Virtue also on the table. So Hefe's gonna get some good points here if they're able to finish this off.
meanwhile,
Shock coming out here. It looks like all that's left
just hits.
is 10 hits at this point.
Yep.
So tier 2 is gonna be done for Zenobian, depending on how this goes. He's got plenty of damage to soak it up, so that's 5 hundo extra. Moving on to tier 3, we are almost done here, Darkness.
Yep, this is definitely where. I mean, I did mention that tier 2 is scary, but it's sort of always either tame or scary. It's very rarely in between. But this is where it's definitely always going to be scary because You have to worry about calmness. We do have Fenrir if we're okay with using that.
I'm scared of Meteo spam. Like,
So,
if you're
yeah,
not
Meteo.
set up properly, and that's the real thing that can wipe the whole team at that point, even before calmness happens, you know?
Yeah, Meteo and Train. We don't think we have any way really to do over 10k damage. Cafe might with that VK. I don't know if they I'm pretty sure they still have the offering. So that would be, or actually, yeah, I assume they picked up the offering from Weapon Shop. I'm not sure because we saw one from the Dragon, which obviously Hefe did not take.
Right, that's correct. Good proc there from that Ragnarok. The flare proc definitely pushing the damage higher than what it needed to be, which is good. I believe all we have left is Sleep, rather. Man, that Fire 2 doing some absolute work for Realm. Absolute scary. I mean, definitely living up to that Murder Child moniker. Shock coming out once again.
Yep, math is always important in this fight, but certainly with the stakes here, it's even more so. So you're probably gonna want to wait, get as close to 20k as possible, and you have your 2 highest damage dealers get through this as quickly as possible. You'll have to eat 1 counter, although I'm not sure if they just didn't counter, because there is a 1-3 chance it won't counter. Nope, he has not reached Meteor phase yet.
No, not yet at this point. Also, I want to point out Hefe taking down Inferno, so we're getting close to the switches at this point.
We do see the Fenrir pop out, so no points for that, but I agree with this. No reason to take extra risk and potentially.
So then, based on everything we've seen, Zenobia, the only potential challenge on deck then would be Virtue, since they didn't touch the Coliseum. Everything else is off the table at this point. And I respect it. Like you said, like that's a good thing to do. To definitely take the win on this one as best as you possibly can. Good proc. I'm worried about Meteo.
Yeah, very important saying in racing that I always like is in order to finish first, you have to finish, and this is definitely example of this. And gets hit with the train, so a bit annoying, especially since we have mostly damaged our magic dealers here, and the rags can miss. But
yes, of course.
We did. I guess
Singular Calmness being blocked onto Final Kefka, so 4,500 for progression for Zenobian here. So depending on how fast this goes, we might get a sub 145 in Virtue, and that would be a very, very nice score from Zenobian here. But we'll see how Hefe closes out on this one as we move through and get to the statue or the statue switches. So fingers crossed. But Zenobian with a full stack of party members and good health here, definitely very hopeful. But we all know anything can happen with Final Kefka, and if he decides to pull out Ultima, that can be kind of scary.
Yep, this is another case where math is going to be very important because you do not want to get ultimate countered. Thankfully, we have a way to get around the counters, unlike with tier 3 where you kind of just had to deal with it. But I think we're going to see a lot of waiting here for Goner, especially when he gets pretty close.
All right. Well, we begin.
Yeah.
Guardian fight here for Hefe, which is Inferno, so French vanilla. Fallen 1 coming out. We have plenty of Mega Elixirs in our pocket, so definitely mitigates that entire problem.
There goes our lock that was just there to. Ooh, jeez, that's a lot of damage on the realm there. We're seeing why it's definitely very risky. Yeah, thankfully Lock was just one of our backups not needed, but Realm getting a bit low on HP.
That Cyclonic's gonna definitely put her low, and she's swinging a VK. Oh, she actually missed it. Fixed dice coming out. We have an offering on GoGo? Yeah, we do.
I'm surprised we didn't move the offering to Realm, but I guess well, I guess that's why. We.
Yep. Welcome to it.
That's killed.
Best laid plans. Nicely done.
Yep.
Inferno down.
Yep.
Here comes Goner on Zenobian side.
Yep. I already got the Mega Elixir queued up. This definitely shouldn't kill. It's probably about, I don't know, 1,500 damage maybe per Yeah, not even like 1,000.
Yeah,
So
grand was the highest I saw amongst the mix. I mean, we're pretty well kitted at this point to mitigate a lot of the magic damage.
yeah, didn't even need to use a Mega Elixir. Just gonna go
Oh,
out
you love to see
swinging.
it. A Ragnarok swing that procs while they're muted.
Yep. And that might be nope. Still,
That's
oh
it.
yep.
That's
It
time
is GG.
139. So Zenobian gets the final Kefka completion. Will get a sub 145 time bonus on that one, and does get virtue as a challenge for not going through Coliseum. Very, very well done.
Yep. So hopefully we'll get them in shortly to and discuss how that went through. But it's very very nice to see that we got people, at least one person to finish, and potentially two, as Hefe is closing in.
Now this is gonna be an interesting thing. You'll see winner on your screen here right now, but
Yeah.
that might be time based. We don't really care
Yep.
about the time specifically. We care about the points at the end of this here. The higher the score is truly what's going to be the winner. But we have the time at least taken care of. We'll see if Hefe is able to pass that benchmark. We know that Hefe did not kill any dragons, has not summoned any espers, also didn't go to the Colosseum. May get a lower score on the time for victory, since they're not going to be completing this in 5 minutes here at this point. But we'll see how the math kind of sorts out, assuming they're able to make it through, because they just completed KT, or no, they have one more statue to complete yet to get through KT, I believe.
Yep. And this is definitely the hardest one. This is the Air Force spot. So
Yes, that is correct.
hopefully we'll be able to get through with, I think, basically just Setzer is really their only character. Oh no, so they still have to do both sides. Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to keep track of what Zenobia was doing, as well as glancing over at Hefe to see what they were doing. So the Narapa
it's
fight, not
Narapa
really
here.
high risk here by any means.
Yeah. Annoying when in racing just because the condemn takes so long, but although I mean in KT the condemn timers are pretty short, but this is an easy enough fight that this shouldn't matter that much. Although I probably would have
Oh, that's really
done a bit of
annoying.
weight
Oh, wait,
tricking
you,
here.
you only have 2 people. Narapa will still cast it
Yep.
4 times.
Yep.
That's very annoying.
Yeah, so it's one of the things, because you can beat it out if your characters are fast enough, but
Yes, that's correct.
so it always it's annoying because I'm like I could have saved all that time if I was just a bit faster, but alas, I'm almost never am. But
So according to what our trackers are saying here, looks like 7,000 for Zenobian. I mean, they did an excellent job overall, getting that, maximizing the point score for the foes, as well as getting one challenge, a decent speed bonus out of the deal. Some good stuff here across the board.
yep, and I'm not sure what Hefe's max is at this point, but it's pretty sure it should be higher, assuming because they still have all those challenges left that we haven't.
They haven't used an Esper.
Yeah.
We'll see what they
Yep.
do when they do the final climb at that point. So I know we're working on getting the stream back up. Hang tight here, folks. I think Hefe's stream drops every now and again, so we have to recapture it each time it pops up. Again, while we're waiting for that to be done, check out ff6worldscollide.com. You can check us out there, join the Discord, get involved, and get involved with fun stuff like this. And there's plenty of other fun things too, friends. That's available, and more than just this event. There's events always going on, and also once you get involved with the community, why not roll up a flag set of your own? Come up with another fun, unique idea to torture. I mean, for people to enjoy.
Yep. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they get through that Air Force fight. That's definitely a pretty difficult one. With I'm pretty sure they only have one character that's fighting. They had a second one, but it's just gonna be a body more or less.
So off screen right now, I will confirm that Hefe has completed the other statue. So we are pushing through to the final climb. It looks like at this point, getting through Air Force.
Yeah, we'll have to do radio play-by-play for a bit here.
Yep, hang tight with us here, folks, if you will.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep, I see Zenobia has joined in here, so let's do a brief interview real fast here, while also keeping eyes on Hefe as they make their progression through. So this is definitely not done by any means, but Zenobia and GG's on being the first to complete it. Give us your play-by-play here about some of the highs and lows of the sea, because I know you definitely ran into plenty of rough opposition.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Can you hear me okay? Is the sound good?
Yeah, sounds
Yep.
perfect.
Perfect. Well, things were going great with my stupid Burning House first play. That was fantastic. Tunnel armor. Can't ask for a better first boss. But then every new character I picked up just died immediately in the next boss fight. That wasn't so great. We got Doomgaze solving the math problems and killing Setzer. We got Magimaster showing up out of nowhere. Doom and Goddess hit every bad boss in the game except Poltergeist. But you know what? Shock is OP. So we're good. We're good.
Yeah, definitely was a good thing to pull out of the gate here, but nobody went away unscathed on this one, Zenobi. Definitely was a tough climb for everybody.
Yeah.
Hefe trying to make the push, but overall, I mean, how well did you feel about it? I saw that you triple dipped KT. I think you were intending to do a double dip on that one. So what happened with that?
Yes. The first one, there was a Moogle charm on a dead person on the airship, so I had to leave immediately.
Oh, that'll do it. Definitely
Yeah,
not instead of trying to
you
walk
can't.
through it
Yeah.
and
It's
try to
only-
deal with it
I mean,
otherwise. But
I guess you could shuffle your Moogle charms around with only one or two, but that would be a bit annoying.
yeah, I could have done that, but that is super tedious. That's just like
Yeah.
an autopilot mistake that I make every
Yeah,
now and then.
that's-
It's like I thought I took that Moogle charm off. Oh no, that person died, went to the airship, and never unequipped. Whoopsie. It happens. It's all good though. I'm glad I
Yes,
full party sent up the middle. Otherwise, Inferno would have just killed more people.
yeah, Inferno was the only like real nasty thing. Air Force was there too. It was pretty rough, it seemed like, but overall, not too terrible across the board. I mean, overall, I think you played very well. I mean, you played quick. You were able to get the virtue challenge done. So you had no urge to go to Coliseum. It seemed like.
Unless I have like a character like, well, obviously Umaro, but of course, someone who will just swing and not cast any stupid magical spells. I typically don't go.
That's fair. I mean, I saw that you whacked 4 dragons here. So why did you take the 4th dragon in in KT out of curiosity?
I wanted to up Edgar's physical damage, because the scaling, once you're in the 40s, the swings just go up super fast every level. Like, every level matters past 40 for getting that damage up.
That is fair. And I want to point out real quick, Hefe is not using any abilities here. He's fighting long arm the hard way at this point. So maybe you're trying to go for that ordeal climb. We'll see if they bust out any espers or use any mutes here, but definitely keeping tabs on this one here available. But overall, Zenobia, I guess just to kind of put a bow on this one here, how did you feel about it? Did you enjoy playing this seed overall? Did you think that things went as well as they could have? Anything else you would have done differently?
I think the seed went very well aside from 2 super bad luck moments. One was obviously Doomgaze, and the other was White Dragon having a triple opener. How often does that happen? I don't think he's supposed to do that. That was
He can
that
do
was
up to 3 things. Yes.
yeah.
I forget what the odds are, but it's pretty low.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate, but I mean, aside from those bad luck moments, I played aside from the crazy opening Burning House first, I then went into like little baby mode and played super safe, got my levels, because the offense outside of Shock, like once the thrower died, it's like, huh, well that's not good. Then Go-Go died, and it's like, oh, that's really not good. What do I have? I have low-level Ragnarok wielders, okay, and level 2 fire spells. So levels were king.
Yeah, and clearly Realm was slapping pretty good. I mean, we were watching the Fire 2 doing 6K, and I commented about that. Like, man, I removed tier 3 spells for a reason. And I mean, having that magic power plus 2 Esper really paid dividends.
Oh yeah. Like, I think 2 of the people had like 80 or so magic. It was great. But I'll let you guys get back to the Kefka fight. Thank you for having me. Had a great time, and good luck to everyone still going.
GG's all around, Zenobia. Thank you very much, and good luck with your later ladder seeds then throughout the season here.
Thank you, and good night.
All right, so back to the action here. Hefe moving up to tier 2. We'll see if they're going to try to do this the hard way. Magic can get really out of hand. I mean, they're not auto-killing tools here. So no instant death is being used. We noticed that they beat the bottom first tier without using float and did not kill the long arm. Oh, here comes Muddle. This is how magic can be annoying, but does miss, thankfully. So Edgar not being able to mitigate that or being able to avoid that in some way. We're throwing dice here, Darkness. That's what we're kind of relying on for the mass thing. I get worried about multi-hit stuff like this because you can get stuck in a situation where you get quartered and then 10-hitted, and it can be pretty rough if things don't line up nicely.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with the leaving the maybe Realm can't use the offering, but I would think I would rather have the offering on my VK user, because I just the VK. Yeah, I mean the fixed dice doesn't. There's no damage reduction either, but the VK is just so much more consistent. And there's only slight damage reduction. It's only the base damage gets cut in half. The bonus from
Right,
being
not the
low
bonus
HP.
damage on top of
Yeah.
it based on the deficit.
Yeah,
Ooh,
although I
bio
guess,
across the board. Gross.
Quadra poison, never fun. I think we saw antidote as a spell if we want to use it.
Yeah, could definitely do that. That's definitely still in play here. But so, what challenges then is Hefe currently working on? Virtue, Dragonkin, Self-Sufficient,
It's-
Flawless is off the table, and Ordeal. So
Yeah.
4 out of the 5. So definitely
Yep.
trying to play this as risky as possible. It's potentially some
Yeah, yes.
big points here.
I guess the one thing about the VK is just because it requires you to be at low HP, it's very risky because obviously you don't have to have them low enough to be doing big damage, but high enough that they're still obviously not dying. Ooh, and Doomtusk misses thankfully, but I mean even still at like 2700 HP, it's still doing decent damage there. 4500. I think I'd rather just have the offering on her, but we can ask him if and when he finishes this.
We are at the hour 50 mark at this point. We're trying to get that sub 2 time bonus potentially, but it may be a 2:15 because we're kind of limping along here, but maybe things will go a little bit faster with less targets to worry about. It could go either way. I mean, we're trying to work our way through. Here's Ice 3 across the board. Not too bad. I mean, that's it's doing some good work here, but keep in mind that Hefe, again, not killing dragons, does not have that auto shell to work with.
Yeah, that could definitely come in later on, because I think Medio ignores defense. I'm pretty sure. So
I believe
it won't
so.
matter
Yeah,
that
because it's so
much.
nasty.
Yeah. So I mean, the only real thing it matters for is Goner, but we should be able to survive Goner either way.
Ooh, quarter coming out.
We do have a bajillion Mega Elixirs. Oh, I guess we're down to 2 now, so no longer a bajillion.
We're definitely flush with them darkness. You're right.
Yeah, but we have an extra one we can use. Ooh, jeez, Bolt coming out as well. That might kill. Kilgo barely survives it at 66 HP.
66 health. That was big scary. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, magic definitely be annoying. Yeah, unfortunately no mute, but right. I'm not gonna bother with the siren, I guess, gonna try and do this without muting or doing any. Oh, magic's dead at least, so that's good.
Yeah, so this will be taking care of that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be getting our 10 hits here. It looks like tier 2 should go down, and was done the hard way. No fast kill on tools. No instant death was used, and magic was slinging spells the entire time. So it's gonna come down to tier 3 with no calmness protection to really stamp that ordeal challenge potentially being available here at the end of it if we can beat Final Kefka. But still a long road ahead.
Yeah. I guess would you do no calmness protection, or would you play it safe and use
If I've come
Defender?
this far and done tier 1 and tier 2 this way, let full send. Just at this point, I'm gonna just bet it all at this point and bet on myself that things will go well. That even if 2 of them get taken out, we still have 2 left that we can get through here and do the thing with. But it's very clear that Hefe is taking a very deliberate path at this point. So I trust in that thing here. But normally I wouldn't even play like this. I would go into this and make this as safe as possible, since I know that there's so many points on the line in general just to make the climb up there. You can't get any time bonuses unless you beat Final Kefka anyway. So why not go for it?
Yep. Yep, and as we just mentioned that he's moving up to tier 3. But yeah, so I think if he defeats Final Kefka even without the bonuses, that will move him past Zenobian for most points. So still got a pretty decent chance. It's been looking pretty good so far.
Ooh, good damage there on Girl right out of the gate. It's crazy to see auto crossbow coming out here at tier 3.
Yeah.
Did we just get a drain kill? Is that what just happened? That's incredible.
We have 7
I love
elixirs
it.
at least.
I
So.
love it.
No, condemn timer is a bit
Oh
scary.
man, yeah, that's real big scary. So now you need to hurry unless you want Go-Go to bite it at this point, and that's a short
Yeah.
timer. So weight tricking here would be king.
Ooh, W
W-Win not going to help us. Well, again, having a billion mega elixirs can go a
Alright, I
long
only
way.
hit Go-Go. So we can just elixir him. Okay,
11
not much
seconds
weight
on the
tricking.
clock. He's trying. He's pushing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely weight
this-
trick
yeah.
this because there's a lot of dice. It's a lot of dice. Well, are we going over the
Hopefully-
mark here? Who will be dying of everybody? No calmness. We're still going. We're still alive.
Yep. Oh, geez, that was a big shot there onto Edgar.
Yeah, he's front row, and I guess he doesn't
Yeah.
have a very high physical defense right now. So a little scary. That timer's down to 4.
As the one good thing about those low rolls was that he didn't get into medio phase because they were so bad. But you really need these rolls to be good here, but not getting much.
Yeah, you need big beefy rolls right now because that timer's down to 2, and then we'll see if calmness pops out once or twice.
All right, that one,
There it
yes,
is.
that one was enough. Block the first one.
Nicely
that's it,
done.
so-
Shouts to
We're through.
Honeydew. Just block the calmness.
Yep.
All right, off to tier 4. The whole crew on the way, and we did things the hard way. Now, we'll see what's finally in tow here. So, again, Hefe did not summon any espers. No dragons killed. No Coliseum visit. We've had people die, so flawless off and done ordeal. So this could potentially be huge, even if the
Yep.
speed bonus is low. Depending on how fast it goes, could be a sub 2, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely on the table. I think I would probably. I mean, it's only I think what 200 points more for doing it. You know, I might play a bit safe, not run the risk of Ultima, but.
We're cracking shields now. Looks like we're pulling the ice
Yeah.
shield off, swapping that out.
Yeah, we have so much. The fact that all 4 people survived, you know, we have.
Yeah.
means we have enough damage. That I think this should be a fairly good fight as long as we don't do anything stupid. But Hefe's a good
Well,
run. That's not
Final
gonna happen.
Kefka has this
I don't
weird thing that sometimes when you want to press the luck here and you're feeling pretty good about it, and he'll hyperdrive or havoc wing somebody, and that's pretty much it. Here's the fallen one we were expecting.
Yep, still have a Mega Elixir, so don't care too much about that.
Oh, he's chancing it. I would
Well, it
not
is-
have done that. I would not have swung with everyone at 1. that is asking for a bad time. I respect it, but man, oh.
Definitely a bit risky. Could have taken a hyperdrive to the face, although I mean, hyperdrive does a lot of damage regardless, so they could still kill even at
Yeah,
full
of
HP.
course, but man, that's big scary. So Hefe using the Mega Elixir, throwing the dice. I'm looking at the timer here, 157.
Alright, just a regular attack counter. That's nice. Yeah, it didn't really do all that much. If that was a hyperdrive, that probably would have killed Realm, which would have been not fun. But it looks like we're gonna
Yeah.
wait for the Goner. Yep.
Here we go.
And
Sorry. So
full set.
at this point, we cannot be countered while he's charging up Goner. So just try to sling everything at him as best as you can.
Got the
Quad
Bio
nine.
Blaster coming out. No, it does nothing. Okay.
Negated.
That was a waste there. We're throwing the Stout Spear.
Throwing the Stout Spear. We didn't have any better options.
He's full sending it.
I love it. I love it. Just throw the spear at him.
Even with the Gunner coming out, everyone queued up to attack.
Yeah, he's just going.
50,
Full set.
100.
That could be it.
Yep.
Crack
and it
boom, the
is GG.
sub 2 gets 4 out of the 5 challenges. So I'm pretty sure Hefe taking the actual win here on the score side of things, even though Zenobian was faster. But that's the way it goes. So let's see what the final total would be for Hefe after all of that. Very, very nice done. Actually, and clawed it out and got the sub 2 on it. So GG's again for all 3 of our runners, hands down. Nani for putting in the work here to pick up the pieces and try twice. And unfortunately, just not finding a foothold and just having a rough go of it with certain things. Solo Realm against Magic Master is a tough call. Zenobian just trucking through the sea, doing a great job overall, and Hefe closing things out again, breaking the 10K mark for that one. Looks
Yeah, I
like a
believe,
final score
yeah,
of 10,050.
yeah, I believe just a flawless away from doing it around time.
Time and
Yeah,
flawless on
time and
that one, but
flawless from
basically
being.
played everything
Yeah,
else as almost as perfect as you can go. Because again, the cap
yep,
right now, based on the current scoring, is 11,800. So that is a crazy good score. Very, very good.
yep.
Heck of a showing here from Hefe. So let's see if we can possibly get them in here to talk about it real fast, and then we'll toss it over then to the double header here, folks. And we're going to begin. So stay tuned here while we have this. We got the Mazda Time Trial Showcase coming up right after this, but let's see if we can talk with Hefe if they're willing to do it, and we'll go from there. Yeah, GG's across the board for Hefe. 13-minute fight, according to Gretham. Again, shouts to Gretham here for tracking alongside Schwantz, and Hefe has joined us. Hefe, greetings. GG, 10,000 plus seed on stream. You got to be feeling good about that one.
I am, except for the middle part of the game where everything went to Basora.
Let's talk about that. Like, what do you think went wrong, and how could you have done anything differently? Like, what do you think? What happened?
I got a little overconfident. I was flying a little high on, being a little over leveled and in good shape, and then all of a sudden things start flying back at me, and that was not good to lose a thrower and shock.
Yeah, that was
And then
pretty
after
rough.
that, to run into Doom, followed by Goddess, followed by Doom Gaze, followed by Magimaster.
It's quite the gauntlet of things to run into, but I mean, clearly you did a great job across the board. It looks like you had a plan of just like, look, I'm gonna full send it, no Coliseum, no dragons, no Esper usage. Like, I mean, you did it fantastically well, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, what's better than a challenge seed? Taking the challenge version of challenge seeds.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Dark, do you have any questions for Hefe here?
No, I guess just any general thoughts about like how you're going into this, your strategy or anything like that.
Well, I mean, for me, it was just kind of, I knew that I would probably get beat on time, and that was okay because it's ultimately about scoring anyway, more so than time. I really wanted the sub 145, but whenever I couldn't find a weapon to save my life was, I knew that was pretty much out the window, so I was shooting for under 2. But yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, I just wanted to do the challenge version of challenge seeds. So I knew from the start I wasn't going to the Coliseum. I wasn't going to use any Espers. I took them all off just so I knew I wouldn't use them.
Very smart. I did not actually catch that you did that.
Yeah,
I like that though.
Yeah, you definitely succeeded in that with getting 4 of the 5 challenges done. So yeah, congrats, and congrats on getting the most points of the 3 runners here.
Yep, nicely done there, Hefe. Any closing remarks here before we move on for the evening?
No, I mean, I'm really enjoying this flag set. I'm really enjoying the fact that we have a tournament for it, and everybody should join. I mean, I just did one on stream. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Easy enough,
Not that
right?
hard.
You make it sound so easy, Hefe.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And I did dodge the calmness. Unfortunately, I lost a couple before then, but that would have been real nice too to come out unscathed.
Yeah, that would have been very cool to see, perfect score. But yeah, that's obviously a lot has to go right for that to happen. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, I'm gonna guess you're probably the closest of anyone that's done this so far, but I haven't looked at everyone's scores. I don't know, but yep.
Still
GGs
nicely done here.
Yep.
All right. Well, that being said, folks, that is Light of Judgment. Go check it out. Roll one yourself. Try it out. See how you do. If you die right away to a monster in a box, don't blame me. It's just rando gonna rando, and roll another one and try again. But check out Light of Judgment in the Magitech Research Facility, and you can join in. We're still doing the first week of the ladder. You can just go ahead and submit your best score out of the 3 seeds that are there. Check the channel for details and submit your score, and I'll roll up the new ones then each Sunday for the next 7 weeks after this. If anyone has any questions, reach out to me. Big shout outs to Gretham and Schwantz for running this here on the back end for us. Thank you so much. And a shout out to my co-commentator here and along for the ride here, Darkness. Any closing remarks, my friend?
No, just always fun to, look at and watch people do some new and unique stuff, and it's a very fun flag set. And I'm glad to do the commentary with you. It's a very fun time.
Same. Likewise here.
Shout out to Ani Gray, Hefe, and Zenobian for showcasing.
Yes, also.
Yes,
shout out to them
absolutely.
Shout out to you, Retrophile, for rolling a Magimaster gated siege for our Light of Judgment showcase.
Yep.
The real MVP.
Yeah, very fun time. No, my absolute pleasure. For everyone here that's listening, hang tight, friends. We got another showcase on board coming up right after this here. Thamasa Time Trials. Check that out. It's gonna be a lot more cozy time in comparison to this one. But thanks again to everyone involved, and thanks to you guys for checking this one out.
Yeah, that's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be very fast, very all about going fast and spamming rods. So yep, definitely check it out. Should be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to start immediately or if the stream is going to come down and then we'll be back. But if you follow the stream, you hit that little follow button, you'll get notified by email whenever our stream goes live anyway. So this way you'll never miss a Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide stream. And for those of you on YouTube, we also stream these things live on Twitch. So come on over and hang out in the chat with them, right?
Yep, I believe it's 8:30 start time, so it should be pretty soon. Give or take a couple minutes.
So yeah, that's about 12 minutes. So
yeah,
go
12
get some
minutes
more
this one. Get
popcorn.
up, stretch, get a snack.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate you all volunteering. Yeah, we'll see you in a little bit. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.